as we have our player insights from Luan Fernandez-Lewis. 1 minute remaining before tip-off. We're going to go through the starting five. Starting fives for the UWA Marley look like they're going to be Lachlan Oakley, Riley Eves, Ben Thorpe, Damien Zhang, the captain, and Joe Harwood. On the side of the University of Newcastle, the starters look like to be Eddie Jennings, just checking the jersey numbers. Number 5, Cooper Harris. Number 6, Jamal Shoaib, the captain. Who else is there? Number 12, the aforementioned Angus Seymour. And number 8, Jude Jennings, who had a stellar game last week against the Adelaide University Watu, scoring a number of 3 balls in that game. We're almost set for tip-off, though. It's going to be Joe Harwood against Seymour. Let's get this one started, Luan.
I'm excited.
I think the referee is just pointing to the scoreboard here. Bit of maybe a false start. We did have some issues last week with the scoreboard here at UWA Sport and Rec. So your colleague Sankara Blumen, who's on the bench today for UWA Marley, was hoping to have that rectified for this week.
Oh, that's a shame.
Not a greatest start, but we've got the scoreboard up now. Here's the tip-off. And University of Newcastle to have the first possession.
Unlucky by Joe, slightly mistimed.
Indeed. Number 6, Jamal Shoaib, the captain, tries to bring it in through the 45. Bounce pass into the keyway. Nice pump fake. And an errant layup over the top of the glass there from Jude Jennings.
A beautiful contest from Lucky. We saw Riley Eve just behind. Unlucky on that little drive.
As it come back inbound with Thorpe. Hurried penetration into Harwood. Kicks it out to Zhang on the corner. Eves now. Will he go to Oakley? He tells Oakley to cut through. Now he takes the cut ball. And there's offhands out of play, but it will go the way of the Marley.
That's quite unfortunate. Lucky was right there for a great catch and turn and finish, but just butterfingers at the moment, but that's okay.
Indeed.
He'll find his rhythm soon enough.
Let's hope so, as Thorpe takes the inbound. Eves with a bit of an errant pass, but it goes to Harwood. Looks to body his way through. Nice interception from Jennings. Great hand in a cookie jar from Thorpe. He gets back for the reward. Doesn't take the shot. Passes into Eves. Eves posting up hard around the charge circle. And
oh, my days. Come on.
Great basket from Eves. There's that defensive or offensive transition that Matt Glasson talked about. The bucket's unsuccessful, though. UWA Marley come back with the ball through Zhang. Tries to almost cross-dribble his way through.
See, that's just our early pass aheads. Getting Dame an early opportunity to attack the basket.
Well, using that transition, almost using that transition against them.
Oh, yeah, pretty much.
Ooh. The ball goes out of play.
Here we are. We do hope to switch as many screens as we can.
Yeah. As the ball is inbound now. Cooper Harris. The ball movement is good for the University of Newcastle, getting my letters mixed up. The ball goes out of bounds off hands again. What can you say about that ball movement around the perimeter for Newcastle?
I think it's definitely a strong suit for them. It suits to their full-guard play style. But overall, if we rebound every single possession, then we shouldn't have to worry about like the swing.
Yeah. Great point there, Luan, with all his player insights and analysis as the ball was out of bounds. It will go UWA's way through Lachlan Oakley. Thorpe, great pass into Harwood, draws the contact.
That's our sideline out of bounds play. We got a good cut from Joe. Kick ahead to entry into the corner, and Joe looks wide open on that. So hopefully we can get that again.
he had more room to breathe than the Deftones track in there.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first one. Can he make the second?
I believe in him.
Now, last week I was calling the game with Sankara Blumen, who's on the bench, and we noticed one thing about the Mali, the free throw percentage was quite low in that game against Federation. It obviously had picked up in the game against Curtin, so 1 from 2 there, as University of Newcastle look to bring it down the floor through Jennings. Jamal Shoaib now looks to drive through the keyway, gets stifled, passes out to the corner, baseline drive, whistle on the play. He seems to have that old drum and baseline step there, Luan.
We're just driving. We're just getting like a little too high on their closeouts. So if we just stop a little bit shorter, we haven't seen them hit too many shots just yet.
Positive signs for UWA as that was Cooper Harris stepping out of bounds there. Zhang looks inside to Eves, posting up.
Beautiful. Eves weighs almost like 100 kilos. He's a hard guy to stay in front of.
Indeed. Another turnover through an out-of-bounds play. Too much dip on the chip there for Newcastle University. So we'll come back the other way.
Seems like our transition game is looking a little bit better at the moment.
Indeed. That was again, Matt Glasson talked about watching out for their transition game. It seems like the Mali have their number at the moment. We'll see how Newcastle respond. Ben Thorpe bringing it down the floor for the Mali to Eves. Oakley now on the 45. Finds Harwood. They're spreading the wealth really well here. Through Zhang, looking to drive the ball through. Can't find an option. Now finds one in Oakley.
A beautiful stroke from Lockie Oakley.
Participated with that early in the game against Federation University last week, alongside Keegan Schwick, who hasn't made an appearance at the moment. See if that changes soon.
A little bit of issues here.
I think there was a whistle on the play. Not quite sure. The referees are deliberating on the substitutions now. Alex Bailey will come on for Jamal Shoaib. As Eddie Jennings will take the inbound for Newcastle Uni. We're off and running again. Harris, Jennings, the aforementioned Bailey in the keyway. Bucket doesn't go, and Riley Eves takes the boards.
Struggling with their finishing at the moment. Two high layups.
Very high angle, but they get the turnover. Back in transition. Oh! What about that defense from Riley Eves?
Ooh. It's when it comes to transition, like it's about picking someone up early. When he gets like that far and deep into penetration, then you just gotta sometimes you have to go for a prayer block.
Yeah. You just gotta try to get a body in there and try and do what you can at the 11th hour.
Yeah, but if we could ask for a little bit better, maybe just like a wall up and him to stay on the ground.
As Keegan Schwick, again, aforementioned, he checks into the game for Joe Harwood for the Mali. So let's see if that two-man game up front with Lachlan Oakley can have an impact again this week, as it did against Federation last week. Zhang on the centre to Thorpe in the coin slot, looking for options. Goes to Zhang. Back to Thorpe. Oh, deep dish pizza into the keyway. Dish out. Oakley almost makes the three ball, not to be. Newcastle come back through. But they turn the ball over again. It's Thorpe. Zhang now going for the layer.
Oh my days. See the little show of the ball, gets his arms in the air, and then all you have to do is extend right behind him.
Yeah. That's a timeout on the floor. Great play analysis from Luan Fernandez-Lewis. I believe the timeout being called by the University of Newcastle. So University of Newcastle is still in that 10-point bubble. But, so you talked about how they struggled to finish. early on the first half of this quarter. What can they do to sort of come out of this timeout and turn things around?
I think it's definitely playing off 2 feet, taking your time in the paint, and then getting even like a secondary cut. Because sometimes you get help side, they're hard to finish through, and then if your teammate steps over, pass it to them, then you get a easier option on the other side.
They might make it easier to finish under the rim. So sort of talking about going from strong side to weak side sort of thing. So perhaps the Mali are expecting more to happen on the strong side towards the basket, but they're not expecting any sort of dishes out to the weak side last second. So let's see if that sort of change up happens here for the University of Newcastle out of this timeout. 6 minutes and change left in the first quarter. Here in round 2 action, men's action. New Balance University Basketball League here at UWA Sport and Recreation Centre. Jennings to bring the ball down the court. Harris. Now Bailey. Searching around the arc, inside the D. Tries to back up Zhang. Great help defense from Keegan Schrick.
See, that was a perfect drive, as I was illustrating before. And we had a second guy almost cutting. He was just a bit late. If he went to the right into the middle, we had a Riley Eves with his head turned. Could have gotten a nice, easy dish and a layup.
Thorpe to Zhang. Oakley now being guarded by Jennings. Schrick goes for a three-pointer. Ooh, some rare air there for Keegan Schrick.
He just needs to trust it. He needs to trust it. He'll be fine in the long term.
Well, I believe that's maybe how he started last week and then nailed 3 from 3 after that. So kind of from the point 45 area. So let's see if he can replicate that here.
Yes.
Harris for Newcastle now. Bailey almost stopped in his tracks there by Thorpe, who almost put his hand in the passing lane. Very active is Thorpe at the moment.
Ben's everywhere right now.
Yeah. He was involved in 3 instances of that play.
Yeah, exactly. He's always in the right spot at the right time.
Indeed. It's a great quality there for Ben Thorpe. Let's see if Zhang can capitalise for UWA. Running the point. Looks for a way through. Finds it into the D.
There you go.
Schrick. Eves now. To Thorpe. Nice bounce pass into Schrick. Can he put it up? And defensive pressure there from University of Newcastle.
Hey, I've watched Keegan over the past maybe 6 or 7 weeks, and one of Keegan's strong signature moves is his righty turn over the shoulder.
Tried to use it there. There's a great corner bucket there from Cooper Harris of the University of Newcastle. Can UWA respond? Big 3-ball opportunity. Ooh. The captain's bucket, and a statement bucket at that from Damian Zhang. Now it's Newcastle's turn to respond. Seymour, hand in the play there from Zhang. Bailey. Will Harris take another shot? Thought about it for a long time. Now Jennings for 3, off the iron. Board though. Nice little offensive rebound there for Newcastle. A little putback. Eves now. Called for the travel. So can you see coming on through these substitutions, Luan?
What do we have? We have Ryan coming on for Lucky. Ryan's a really solid player. He has great fundamentals, a strong base, so he'll be a plus defender in that instance.
There we go. Great player analysis here from Luan. As Newcastle through Bailey. Look to respond. They're still in that 10-point bubble. Bailey tries to go all the way. Dish out to the 45. 3-ball opportunity doesn't go.
Ooh, some struggles from the big mans.
Indeed. Number 10, that was Harrison Barton.
Oh.
As a jump ball on the play. As the court announcer just said, the possession arrow stays with UWA. Let's see if they can capitalise here through Ben Thorpe.
Here we are, our classic sideline play. Let's see if we can get the same entry to Ryan that we did with Joe.
Are you looking at baseline entry?
That swing to the corner,
yeah.
And then Ryan's going to cut through. Hopefully he can get a catch and a finish.
Let's watch for that. The swing to the corner, Ryan Smith to cut through. And you see Ryan Smith on the 45 here, preparing.
Yeah, this looks a little bit different.
Okay.
Preparing for their zone defense right now.
1-2 action from Zhang and Thorpe. Let's see if it pays off. Nice bounce pass to Schrick in the key.
Here we are, his signature righty turn.
He likes that sort of spin move when he gets the ball in front of the basket, yeah?
Always to the left shoulder.
We'll keep watching for that under the bucket for Keegan Schrick. He gets himself to the line for 2. Makes the first one.
Keegan was quite upset with himself last game for his free throws, but he's definitely putting in the work at the moment.
Indeed. They would have watched the footage back or looked at the percentages, and Sankara Blumen talked about at training they'll be sort of destined to work on that free throw game after last week. So it's definitely starting to pay off for UWA as Newcastle University looking to respond through Jennings. Passes it off to Bailey. Cutting his way through. Nice bounce pass. Doesn't quite come off. It comes off hands. Will the ball stay with Newcastle? It will.
At the moment, UWA is taking away all of their primary passing options. Hopefully Newcastle can see some of those secondary options on the weak side.
Indeed. Foul called in the play, actually. Inbound. And a nice little inbound bucket for number 11, Matthew Masters of University of Newcastle. Zhang to respond on the 3. Off the front iron. Comes back to Eves. Thorpe going to slow things down. He's calling for the sort of cut outwards. Drives himself. Oh, goes for the big teardrop, but floats it out. It comes to Zhang. Oh, really late on the shot clock. They had to put it up. Didn't pay off. Newcastle get a stop. What can Jennings do? Tries to go himself with his own teardrop.
Beautiful bump euro.
So cuts the lead to 6 points now. Damien Zhang finds a way on the right-hand side. Puts it up. Schrick with an O-board. Smith now in the corner. Back to Zhang. Eves thought about the 3-ball. Goes himself through the key. Hustles and bustles. Doesn't quite come off. Newcastle getting some stops here. Can they reduce the deficit more? Nice pump fake on the pass there by Bailey. For a nice little trickle boast there. Two minutes left. Lead is 4. How can UWA respond to this run here from Newcastle? Hard show on the outside. What are your thoughts on how would Ben Thorpe respond?
I think Ben Thorpe's okay on this. He's got some free throws at the moment. He's one of our best free throw shooters on the team. On the last possession, I thought Riley got a lot of contact on that drive, and it was a lot of the person moving into him, so I thought it could have been called.
Yeah. As the University of Newcastle women's team spectating in the pavilion here, trying to provide some distraction on the free throw for Thorpe. Misses the first one. Nails the second one.
There we are, Benny.
Ooh. Very spectacular key. Almost ran into us here at the commentary desk. But nonetheless, the ball stays in for Newcastle. Can Bailey make another spectacular drive to the bucket? Bounce pass in. Hands in for Rex French, who's come into the game. Bailey again involved in the play. To Jennings on the outside. Shoots from the point for 3. Doesn't go down. And the defensive board from Keegan Schrick.
A lot of guard focus at the moment. They are definitely driving into 2 at the moment. And they're getting the cuts now. Their secondary cuts.
Speaking of cuts now. Thought Zhang was going to cut with his own dribble penetration. It goes to Smith. Zhang open for 3. Comes off the back iron. Smith recovers it. Keeps it in. Zhang again. Looking to find a way through. Schrick. Will he put it up?
Never misses 2 in a row.
This is exactly the same form Schrick was in last week from the 3-ball here at this arena. As making his entrance into the game, Sankara Blumen. Any insights about that player?
Sankara is definitely a confident player. I love his ability to get to the rim. Has a little bit of struggle with finishing, but is definitely a confident leader.
Here he is now. Great help defense coming across on the previous play to thwart Newcastle. Back on this end, Zhang looks to drive left-hand side. Blumen calls for the three. Off the side iron, and it's rebounded by the University of Newcastle. Bailey draws the contact, almost gets the kiss off the glass, but should go to the line for two. So Matthew Masters starting to work his way into the game for Newcastle, involved again on the defensive glass. So as we heard the court announcer say, on for Newcastle's Christian Usares. And also number 4, Cam Lee, is in the game as well. Bailey makes the first free throw. With 18 seconds left in the quarter, if he makes the second free throw, how do you think UWA will respond? Will they go transition? I want to go back the way of Newcastle.
Unfortunate, but just another opportunity to set our tone on defense.
As Masters will inbound it. To Bailey. Takes a shot from the 45. Off the back iron. It's rebounded there from Lee. Back to Bailey. Received the ball from Barton. They're going to make the last play of the quarter. What can they conjure up here? Bailey's going to go himself. Puts up the mid-range floater. And a great board by Rex French to end the quarter.
Oh, beautiful defense on that last possession. Sankara just a little bit needs to slide his feet to the sides instead of opening up a bit too much. On those last two possessions, they got to drive all the way down into the paint. He was forced to foul them. And then on that one as well, he was able to stop on a dime, get a mid-range shot. And luckily he missed. Bit closer.
Yeah, it's a good defensive play to close out the quarter from the UWA Marley. But also, credit to University of Newcastle. They were down by 10 points at one point in that quarter. Now the deficit's 7, so they've sort of managed to eat in a little bit to the lead. What would University of Newcastle need to do to bring the scores level in the second quarter?
It's definitely utilizing their transition game. Whenever we get UWA all sitting together, we play great help side. Like, we don't get too much dribble penetration. So if they're able to get all the way out in transition, maybe get some kick out threes or some kick outs and then drives all the way to the basket, then maybe they can succeed.
There's that key again, the transition that Matt Glasson talked about. Fast transition from the University of Newcastle seems to be the key. Also in your eyes, Luan Fernandez-Lewis as well. Got the stats here from the bench for the first quarter. So we'll start with UWA Marley. And we'll start with Damien Zhang, top scoring for the team on 7 points for having played all 10 minutes as well in the quarter. And he's shooting 3 from 7 from the field, including 2 from 3 inside. We saw one of those, that nice little layup off the glass. What are your thoughts on his game at the moment?
He's definitely doing a great job getting inside, playing with pace, not trying to force too many shots up. If he can keep attacking the basket and see where his teammates are, then Newcastle's going to have a hard time guarding this guy.
Dude, yeah. Blumen talked about last week, even on the defensive end, that pest pressure that Damien Zhang sort of applies on the defensive end. As we're about to get set for the second quarter here in the New Balance University Basketball League here at UWA Sport and Recreation Centre, streamed live and free on UniSport TV and powered by Sportscast Australia. So Newcastle to inbound. Bailey, the man of the moment for Newcastle in that first quarter. Can he recreate some moments in the second? Bailey again, looking for options. Option presents itself in the keyway with a big. Doesn't go. There's a turnover. Zhang to Schrick and a whistle on the play.
Beautiful hands-up play by Keegan, getting deflection on that ball, so then Damien was able to secure it and get down the floor.
And turnovers are going to be an important factor here for UWA to gain further ascendancy in this game. As Sankara Blumen will inbound the ball. Also, notice in the previous play for the University of Newcastle, Harrison Barton had his hands up wide open in the keyway. Didn't receive the pass. They might go into him next time. Zhang now. Smith thought about the 3 ball. Into Schrick. Nice bounce pass to French. Almost makes it off the glass. Gets his own me-bound. Can he go again? Dishes it to Schrick. Still doesn't go. Can't get it to go at the moment. Great steal there.
Beautiful. Beautiful hands by Rex. Staying with the play.
Ooh, big screen in there on Schrick by Barton. Kick out to Bailey. Then quick look to respond on the transition. Not to be, but they're going inside now through Bailey. Doesn't work out. Zhang now, almost with the little fake out, but keeps dribbling forward. Smith, nice floater to Rex French. He gathers the ball. Schrick again. Blumen, what can he do? Drives left-hand side. Almost finishes at the bucket. But University of Newcastle come away with it through lead. The big man with a big shot off the back iron, Angus Seymour, who proved to cause some problems for the AU Watu last week as well. As the body goes down hard on the floor as well. I wonder if they'll get the floor wipers out.
And there we are with Ryan on that last possession on the defensive end, just walling up. Just another plus defender out there.
You talked about it when he subbed into the game first. You talked about him being a clutch defender. So it's great to see that in action here with his minutes on the court. So it looks like Lachlan Loakley's going to be subbing on as well for the Marley, and Blumen comes off. Angus Seymour proved to be a bit of a headache for the Watu last week, scoring a big 3 ball and also a couple of 2s. Matt Glasson also sort of identified him. Here he is again as being someone that needs to be contained inside. They didn't contain him on that possession. He managed to go to the rack for a nice 2. How will Damien Zhang respond? Oakley almost collects Zhang on the way through, but bounce passes to Schrick. Trying to find a way inside. Nice little step through. And
over the right shoulder. Beautiful.
Ball did a bit of a victory lap on the way through as well. Do you say that's the bread and butter for Keegan Schrick, that little step through around the left-hand side?
Most definitely a go-to. Had a little bit of a toilet flush on the way down.
Luan Fernandez-Lewis with his player insights here in this clash between UWA and the University of Newcastle. Zhang trying to find a way inside the D. Spin move. Walled up successfully by the University of Newcastle, and it forces a turnover. Number 6, the captain, Jamal Shoaib, taking leadership there. Big 3 ball. And that's Shoaib again. Leading from the front here for Newcastle. Lead is now down to 6. Can UWA respond? Schrick. Zhang almost loses the handles. Waiting for an opportunity to present itself. And it comes through Oakley, but misses the 3 ball. Bit of a rare miss there for Oakley.
Most definitely our best shooter on the team.
Seymour puts it up. Almost causing more problems in the keyway for the Marley, but ball sort of rims out. So Marley have a chance to respond. Will Schrick put it up again? Thought about it. Goes into the keyway. Nice little bounce pass to Smith. Oakley now. Can he, I was about to dish out to Zhang there. It didn't go, but it comes back to Rex French. Lots of hands in on the play. Low on the shot clock. Has to put it up. Almost another offensive ball for French, but Jennings comes away with it for the University of Newcastle. Goes all the way. And it still doesn't go. Gets his me-bound as well. So tough to finish for both sides at the moment, Luab. French now on the 45. Smith thought about the 3. Goes himself. Nice little kick out. Oakley. Ball goes up. off the back iron. I believe that was Damien Zhang who took the ball. We were screened here by the referee. Ball didn't go down there. Oakley almost with their hands in the passing lane. French comes up with it.
Yes, and as you were talking about with all the finishing problems, it's just a lot of physicality out here. Everyone's on that layup, especially people are expecting contact. So it's a little bit of like psychological things that throw you off your game.
Indeed. And that's
a carry violation right here.
It's rare to see that, but great insights there from Luan Fernandez-Lewis, as it could very possibly be the reason why both teams are struggling to finish at the moment. A timeout's been called on the floor. So let's see what the coaches draw up out of this timeout to sort of, I guess, get their players finishing again. If you were in that coaching spot, Luan, what would you sort of draw up on the side of the Marley, sort of trying to convert these quality players inside the arc into points?
I definitely see a empty side ball screen. If we can get like a good drive downhill, a lot of their weak side guys are sinking down like a lot into the paint. So if we get a kick out to the wing, we can get an open shot for one of our shooters like Lockie or Jordan.
Yeah, and definitely Lockie, it seems to be the one who has his finger on the pulse when it comes to the three ball. So if they can kick the ball out to Lachlan Oakley and give him some more opportunities, some more open looks, it very well may convert on the scoreboard. Speaking of the scoreboard, it's a 6-point deficit in favour of the Marley. We're about halfway through the second quarter here. On UniSport TV, the New Balance University Basketball League being streamed live and free across our great nation on UniSport TV, with the broadcast being powered by Sportscast Australia. It's round 2 men's action, the UWA Marley versus the University of Newcastle. And it's Indigenous round here at UWA Sport and Rec Centre. And the man you spoke about just now, Lachlan Oakley, is going to take the inbound. Let's see if he can, off this inbound, make his way to the corner or outside the arc. Inbounds it to Eves. Thorpe. Schrick now presents himself on the 45. Dishes out to an open Harwood for 3. Comes off the glass. And defensive rebound from Harris. Now in transition. Oh, great steal from Ben Thorpe. Is that something Thorpe's known for? Getting his hands in there for the steal as the 3-ball comes up. Doesn't go down for Keegan Trick.
Gotta get that hand in the cookie jar.
Indeed. The amount of turnovers in this game, the cookie jar might be empty soon. But we'll see if that sort of prevails. Maybe they need to replace the cookie jar or refill it. Jennings from the 45 looks for the jab step, steps back to the 3, comes off the back iron and rebounded by Lachlan Oakley. Thorpe. Bounce pass into Eves. When he gets going, High motor.
Beautiful. See, that's what I was talking about. Just like playing through the contact. That's what we need.
And Eves proves he was very good at that last week. Jennings tries to return the favour. Foul on the play.
A little bit late on that rotation.
Let's see who goes to the line for 2 here. It is Jennings. Jude Jennings. University of Newcastle. Some stats on Jude Jennings. He is second in the UBL for points per game on average of 27. And that includes 7 of 12 from the 2-ball. So he's shooting the 2-ball at 58%. So he's definitely a force to be reckoned with inside. And it's why they're sort of going to him to sort of respond to the inside game of the UWA Marley at the moment. Speaking of the inside game, Trick. They look to trap him on that sort of coin slot. Doesn't go. Thorpe. Eves, what can he create? Nice little pass and cut through from Thorpe.
Finishes through the hands.
Looked like he had active camouflage. I didn't even see him cut into the keyway. Nice work from Thorpe as Newcastle look to respond. Dish out to the corner. Harris thought about it. Now goes to the short corner for 2. Off the side iron, and it's rebounded by Oakley.
Ben just has a natural knack for being in the right place at the right time.
Indeed, yeah, that's really important, especially for a player like Lachlan Oakley. As the bucket goes down, ooh!
Keegan goes down.
Indeed. Great bucket, though, finishing in front. Keegan Strick, nice little float pass now in to Seymour. Harris drives in to lay up himself, and a nice little finding for the bottom of the net there. It's almost a little teardrop layup. Lead now, 8 points in favour of the Mali. Can they extend it back out? 4 minutes left in the quarter. The clock seems to have stopped, though the referees haven't noticed it, so it's sort of frozen on 4 minutes. We'll see if that plays a factor. Now the clock's glitched to 2 minutes and 44 seconds. So the scoreboard woes continue here at UWA, Sport and Rec Centre. Oakley the inbound. Harwood in the corner. Across to Oakley. Oh, tries to fake his way through, almost gets a lane down the right. Eves comes up with it. Plays through the contact again.
And when you play through contact like that, you'll get as many foul goals as you want.
There's a bit of an art form to it as well. You want to sort of, obviously, play your ball through the key way, your way, but also there's an art to sort of drawing the contact and getting yourself to the line multiple times for a couple of dimes, or even just like for the N1. So, Lawan, what are your thoughts on the free throw shooting of Riley Eves?
Riley Eves has been on and off. His first game, I think he was 1 for or 2 for 10. And then during his second game, I saw him hit maybe 5, 6 free throws. So he's definitely improving. He has great form on his jump shot, so I believe this one will go in.
That seems to be the story for the Mali. 1 of 2 is on average what they're scoring from the free throw line tonight. We'll look at the stats at half time.
Yeah, if we can keep it at 50%, that'll be an improvement from last week.
Indeed. As a little dribble penetration doesn't work. Good defense on the bounce pass. Thorpe comes through for the Mali, and it goes back the other way. Harris. What can he create? Step through. Dishes it out to Jennings on the 45. Takes a 3-ball opportunity. Nice O-board from Harris, and there's a contact on the play. So Jennings was known last week against the Wild to sink, a few 3-balls from outside. Had time to get a massage on that one. Didn't go down. But effective O-board from Harris, and he'll go to the line for 2.
These open shots are important. He'll get his rhythm soon enough, so we have to keep an eye on him.
Indeed. That is due Jennings to keep an eye on.
And I think about this 4-guard squad that's on right now. We have to have a better focus on rebounding, because sometimes we see someone small, we're just like, oh, we don't have to worry about them. We don't have to box them out. And then the ball just finds their way to them.
Yeah, so having that disciplined play, playing the percentages, seems to work in the favour. As the second one goes down for Harris. An 8-point deficit in favour of the Mali. Thorpe trying to hustle his way through to Oakley on the corner.
Beautiful rebound by Riley Eves, getting on the inside position.
Okay. That's where you want those second chance points. Provided off the 3-ball to Riley Eves on the 2. Can Newcastle respond? Floater. And the contact in the play. The captain again leading from the front, Jamal Shoaib. That's what Newcastle are going to need to do, especially the leadership players like Jamal Shoaib. Alex Bailey also showing some leadership. So first free throw goes down. See if they can break this 1 from 2 deadlock. And it goes down for Newcastle. So they cut the lead now. Looks like to 7. Or 9 points actually is the lead in favour of the Mali. 34 plays 25. As Jordan Panzoy is substituted onto the court. Dishes it to Thorpe. Thorpe now puts it up. Nice board again.
Another rebound by Riley. They can't contain him.
100%. And that's going to cause some problems for Newcastle in terms of second chance points for the Mali. Great hand in the cookie jar from Thorpe again. Bailey, how can he respond? Looking for a way through against Panzoy. Puts up the teardrop off the glass, and the bank is open on a Wednesday morning.
They seem to be attacking Jordan at the moment.
Harwood, defended well from Harris there. Thorpe looking to get the turnover again. And he gets another hand in on the play as Panzoy comes in over the top of Bailey. We talked about Panzoy earlier. You mentioned they were attacking him maybe as a new substitute on the court. Any insight as to why they're looking at Panzoy?
Definitely because of the height advantage. I see all of their guards maybe like 2-3 inches a little bit taller. Their guards look a little strong as well. So if they try to post them up on one of the possessions too. So they have some difficulty guarding, like attacking, like all of our other players. So any advantage they can get, they'll try.
They feel they can get an advantage through Panzoy.
Yes.
As Bailey makes the first one. Let's see if Panzoy can respond to that. Lead now 7 points. Can it cut to 6? Goes down. 47 and change left in this second quarter. Can UWA respond with another bucket? Or will the University of Newcastle get a stop? Panzoy for 3. Off the sideline, almost a no board for Harwood. But it comes back in the form of Jude Jennings. He slips over. But it still stays with University of Newcastle. Harris almost makes the layup, but it's not to be. 20 seconds left. Harwood open, takes the contact. Blocking foul called. He'll go to the line for 2. Then the transition basketball from the UWA Marley.
Advancing the ball down the court. Getting into Joe's game. Joe likes to run the floor, cut to the basket, be an opportunity wherever he is.
Noticed that a couple of times Joe Harwood on the end of those big looping passes down court. You're right, he seems to love to get down there. And he's obviously, that physical fitness definitely aids him, as we talked about last week with Sankara Blumen.
Yes, and a willing runner as well.
Also,
here we are. Both free throws.
There we go. Breaks the deadlock of the 1 or 2. Does Joe Harwood, also of East Perth Eagles fame. 15 seconds. Last play of the quarter, seemingly. How can Newcastle respond? Bailey, if they're going to respond, he's the man to do it. Running the point now. Will he go himself? Dishes it to the corner. Show him. Great hand up. But the defense, but it doesn't matter. Great 3-ball to close out the half from Jamal Shoaib.
Riley nods his head in acceptance.
Yeah. And that was great defense from Riley Eves as well.
Most definitely. He did get turned around a little bit, but he got a great contest on the shot.
Yeah. It almost looked like he had a hand on the ball as that went up, but I just don't think on that particular occasion Jamal Shoaib was going to be denied. As we'll wait for the stats to come through, we'll have a quick break soon. It is halftime here in the Indigenous round at UWA Sport and Recreation Centre. And speaking of Indigenous round, the court announcer on court he talked earlier about the importance of Indigenous round and acknowledging the rich heritage and history of contribution that Indigenous athletes have made and continue to make to our sport, not only in the university landscape, but also across the nation. We had a great welcome to country from Alton Wally, who is the son of the UWA cultural advisor and Noongar elder, Richard Wally, OAM, who delivered a great welcome to country here on Wajak Noongar Budja. We also have members of the UWA Maliwa Indigenous national team here in the crowd today. And speaking of Alton Wally, he's taken to the court now. So we'll pause in respect.
Yumby. Yumby. Yumby.
Yumby.
Budawan.
Budawan. Welcome back to the New Balance University Basketball League. Streamed live and free on UniSport TV and powered by Sportscast Australia. That was a great halftime performance there here for Indigenous round in the UBL. And we got the stats at halftime as well. So we'll start maybe with the Newcastle University stats at the moment. Top scoring for them at the moment is Alex Bailey. He's the man with the plan. Compared to last quarter, he was on 3. He's lifted his game to 7 between the two quarters. What have you sort of observed about his game? And then also we'll talk about the captain, Jamal Shoaib, who's actually outscored him on 8 points. Thank you for pointing that one out. So those two players, Bailey and Shoaib, what have you noticed about them in the first half?
Particularly, I've seen them attacking the basket plenty. Alex hasn't knocked down a three-pointer just yet, but we have Jamal knocking down 2 of his 3 shots. A good-looking three-point percentage right there.
Jaden, he's 2 of 3 from the field, which is 2 of 3 from the 3-ball, including that last one against Riley Eves to close out the half as well. So I think both have been key players for University of Newcastle. And if University of Newcastle are going to sort of pull the rug, I guess, from underneath UWA, it's going to be through those two players, seemingly. If we now move our attention to UWA Marley, top scoring at 9 points, Keegan Schrick, but also not too far behind the captain, Damien Zhang. What do you make of that?
We also have Riley Eves with 11 points. his ability to rebound the ball and attack the basket and finish through the contact has been exactly the level that he needs to perform at to take down this Newcastle team.
Indeed. Again, my eyes are deceiving me. I did miss the stats for Riley Eves there. But he's been really important, as you mentioned, both offensively and defensively. Second chance points, definitely on the offensive end. And just his size and his ability to pull down boards on the defensive end as well. So he is another key player that will keep the motor running for the UWA Mali. We're just under a minute until the second half resumes here at UWA Sport and Recreation Centre. And we look to the benches as well. So looking at UWA's bench, we noticed players like Ryan Smith coming on, Sankara Blumen, and actually housemates, I believe, as well. Do you think it will be important for them to come off the bench in this second half and contribute, or will it just be down to the starters, do you think, to take the game home?
I feel like a variety of having just the starters and having who is it? Sankara, having
and Smith?
Rex come on.
Rex as well. Yeah.
And their ability to provide high energy on defense, force turnovers, and take care of all the plays that you don't see that often, like all of those hustle plays, getting those rebounds, boxing out, tagging people. All of the important things that we need to do to win this game.
And the important things that don't show up on the stat sheets. Hustle off the bench is not an official stat. Well, that's a dangerous pass there, which Jennings takes advantage of. And the University of Newcastle will open up with a cheap, easy bucket there. Nice little spawn trap on the play. Can UWA respond?
Great ball denial by Jude Jennings.
Oakley trying to find a way through on the left-hand side. Drives through with the left hand with a nice little kiss off the glass. Lachlan Oakley. Jefferson's now 5 points. Can Shoaib play a hand in cutting it? Looks inside the keyway, doesn't go. Nice to... turnover the other way. We talked about turnovers earlier. Jennings from the corner. Doesn't come off, but he gets his own rebound. Nice defense from Joe Harwood.
Jude Jennings getting active.
And also Joe Harwood as well on the defensive end, yeah?
Yes, most definitely.
Just noticed he has quite a nice vertical leap there.
Joe is one of our more athletic players on our team. Quite surprising, but he's also a lob threat in transition too. Like you think like Keegan and who are all other taller players like Riley?
Yep.
Would be like great lob threats, but Joe just got some good springs on him.
Indeed. I think that's being well recognised in this game so far. There's a whistle on the play. I think they're calling for potentially for the floor wipers. Not 100% sure. Oh, the court announcer just reminded us there was something like foreign object on the court which had to be cleared.
Potentially be a mouth guard.
Might be the case. As Eves now in the keyway from Thorpe. Turnaround jumper. And goes.
Gets the roll.
We talked about Eves being a threat earlier. It seems to have paid off early in this third quarter. How could Jennings respond for Newcastle? Bailey to Harris. Tries to find a way through traffic. Comes off the glass. Great defensive rebound from Riley Eves.
Damien Zhang always in the right spot. Not fouling. Getting his hands in the air.
Speaking of Zhang, he kicks it out to Thorpe. Searching for an option. Nice backdoor cut.
There's the athleticism we were talking about.
Oh, my Lord, Farquhar. Joe Harwood. The backdoor cut to the slam dunk. He says, respond to that, University of Newcastle. Let's see what they do in response. Harwood.
Feeding off that energy. Gets it down to Riley.
Oh. Jennings, a lot of bodies sort of clambering around. Jennings goes for a miracle layup, doesn't go. Good defensive pressure from Harwood. Hustle play as well. You talked about this earlier, Luan, the hustle plays. Zhang finds a way through. It's almost a cross dribble without the cross. Bailey. Seymour. Back to Bailey. Tries to find a way through the short corner. Pump fake from Harris. Mid-range 2. Doesn't drop. And again, Riley Eves on the boards. There he is again, the man of the moment, Riley Eves. Zhang for 3. Off the back iron, Eves goes for another board, but it's taken by Bailey. What can he create now? Bounce pass into that short corner. Jennings trying to back down Zhang. Turns around for the J. Doesn't go, gets his own rebound. There's a foul on the play. Substitutions now happening on the court. Cooper Harris comes off for Newcastle. And Eddie Jennings, who takes the inbound and corner 3 straight away, but it doesn't drop. UWA almost caught sleeping there. Bit of a let off. Zhang now on the transition. Thought about the 3. Drives into the keyway. And there's a foul called into play. Nice block, though, nonetheless, by Seymour. So tell me a bit more about Damien Zhang. Like, he's been involved in a lot of offensive plays recently. Just that sort of hustle pressure to the bucket.
He's also a great shooter. He gave me a couple tips during trainings. On that time, didn't feel like his shot was hitting, so he took a straight line drive to the basket, drawing that contact.
Yeah. It's good strategy as well from the captain. He misses that first one, but if he's not feeling, it's almost like the reverse of a heat check, right? He's not feeling it from the 3. So instead of putting up, he'll pump fake it and then drive in.
Exactly. And if he gets the layup or free throws, for example, you know, you can build your rhythm and then eventually shoot another 3. See how it goes. Titrating
that momentum back upwards as Zhang checks out for the aforementioned Ryan Smith. Now, we talked about the intangibles that Ryan Smith can offer off the bench. What are you looking to see from him now?
I see for him to mix in with the offense, hopefully get a corner catch and shoot 3. Hopefully him to get out in transition because he's well rested.
See if he can bring the energy just like Jennings now. Passes his way through the key, blocked by Joe Harwood now. Back on the transition, UWA through Eves. Oh, he's missed the layup there and gone down hard. Can he come back into the play? On the other side, it's now Shoaib off Jennings. Decides to slow the tempo down. Back with Jennings now. Bailey takes the drive on the left-hand side. Ball security. Passes it off to Seymour, who finishes off the glass. Sorry, that's Harrison Barton, number 10 for University of Newcastle.
Exactly what we were talking about in the first quarter, getting that extra dump off to their teammates so they can get an even easier shot.
So increasing the shot percentage as well. Ooh, nice dish out to the corner. Shoaib open on the 3 ball. Takes it off the front iron and another board for Joe Harwood. UWA will look to settle things down now through Thorpe. Tries to find a way through Barton. Goes to Eves. Nice work on the dribble, but there's a charge foul call.
Riley unfortunately couldn't find an angle to attack the basket and try to go straight through him. Jennings doing a great job setting his feet, taking into contact.
Yeah. So it looks like he read the play well, like saw it coming. He couldn't find a way through. He's going to try and come through me. Set his feet early. So good basketball IQ from Jennings.
Jennings quite quick on his feet with a ball denial with Ben and playing versatile by guarding a big player such as Riley.
So come back through Bailey. Nice turnaround to the bucket. Matthew Masters making an impact as soon as he comes on the court. Can Thorpe respond? Loses the handles in the centre mid. Manages to get it to Schrick though, who's come back on as well. Bounce pass goes Aaron, but it will stay with UWA Marley. Do you notice that Schrick's come back onto the court? What can we expect to see from a fresh or refreshed sort of Keegan Schrick in the second half?
We'll definitely see a lot of presence from on the defensive end, just deterrent from any kind of shots at the basket. I feel like he'll tend to shoot the 3 ball a little bit more from the top of the key if he gets the opportunity. But let's see if he can scrap up some rebounds.
He definitely seems to be a top gold player from that point. Speaking of points to the shot, Joe Harwood takes a floater from the mid-range. Doesn't go. Bailey now taking the left-hand lane. Tries a layup with his right and draws some contact on the play and will go to the line for 2. We see Rex French coming on for Lachlan Oakley. We saw Rex French make an impact on the defensive glass in the first half. Can we expect to see more of that from him in the second half?
Most definitely. He has quite big hands, funnily enough. So hopefully he can grab some more boards for us. Out physical the other team. Let's see how he does on this free throw box out.
But yeah, the physicality definitely will be a separate battle of its own, which you touched on before in the first half, why there was a period where both teams were struggling to finish because of that sort of dual physicality. Let's see if that comes back again in the second half. Great skip pass to Schrick from Thorpe. He gets it back though. Looks to slow the tempo. Looking for an option, looking for a cut through. Takes the ball around the carousel himself. Nice dish into Rex French for the floater. Doesn't go off the glass. And Masters comes in with a D-ball. Bailey in transition now, taking on 4 people. Draws the contact. He's been quite good in the last few plays of getting himself under the bucket, getting his feet wet in the paint with the ball, and drawing the contact.
Yes, he's seen his angles on the maybe 3-4 possessions ago. Saw his drive on the left-hand side, like a small lane because you had your shooter on the corner you couldn't step too far off of. And then this one attacking middle, getting all the way to his right hand and just going all the way, knowing that contact will come.
And it kind of like the point you raised about Riley Eves as well, like playing through that contact, knowing it's going to come, playing through it, and receiving the benefits from there. He misses the first one. UWA fans in the pavilion providing a sufficient distraction on that first ball, not to be on the second. So it's now a 6-point lead to the Mali with 4 minutes left in the quarter. Premiership quarter here. You sort of feel like whoever gains the ascendancy in this quarter is setting themselves up well for a run home. Speaking of a run home, Harwood comes through with a massive layup.
Joe with that left foot exploding up into the air.
Talked about the springs on him as well. It'd be very easy to underestimate Harwood as a teardrop comes up off the front iron from Eddie Jennings.
Here we are.
The man of the moment.
Joe with a beautiful athletic move. Taking it in with his right hand.
I mean, if they haven't taken notice of him, they'll definitely have now. Ooh, a foul on the play, inbound for the University of Newcastle. And this comes back to the point you made before around Harwood. He's not the tallest player, or not necessarily the biggest sort of player on the court, but he's a prime option for those sort of lob threats, as you mentioned, because of his athleticism.
That's right, and his willingness to get down the court. He's always an option.
It seems to be a key option for UWA as Jennings is at the line for 2. Still in that 10-point bubble. Can they reduce it back to 8? First one goes.
And talking about that physicality too, we have a pretty good lineup out here with Ryan Smith, Keegan Shriek, and we've got Rex French out here. All strong blokes.
Yeah. They can definitely take the physicality up a notch to the University of Newcastle. Let's see if they do it here. Also, the speed of Damien Zhang puts up another teardrop. Sort of bowls out of the cylinder. Doesn't quite go. It comes back in the form of Eddie Jennings. Takes it to the hoop almost himself. Goes to Jude Jennings, who makes a massive 3-ball.
Holding that follow through, sticking it all the way.
The Jennings to Jennings connection seems to have paid off. The University of Newcastle. Can UWA respond? Harwood open for the 3 off the back iron, and it'll come back the other way of the University of Newcastle. Shoaib driving through the lane. Almost makes a great layup. It comes back the other way. Harwood involved again. Dishes it off to Zhang. Oh, Harwood goes down hard on the floor. Zhang dishes it to Schrick. Comes up against some adversity and cops a charge foul for his troubles.
I tend to disagree with that call as well. Keegan shaking his head in annoyance.
And he's debating with the referee as well. He seems to disagree with the call as well.
Yeah.
Do you think maybe the defender didn't get their feet set early?
I believe he did. He was there early enough, but I feel like he was kind of leading, like in front of Keegan's position.
You have to come to a complete stop in those situations. Let's see if Shoaib can capitalise for University of Newcastle. Now Jennings. Seymour's back on the court with may have been called for a moving screen there.
Maybe a makeup call for Keegan.
I mean, if the referees have been nothing else but consistent, normally they tend to sort of naturally rebalance these calls. Now, the old saying, the university doesn't recognise good and evil, it recognises balance and imbalance. There's definitely one with the referees now. As Zhang tries to find a searching bounce pass into Harwood, doesn't come off. Eddie Jennings now tries to dish it out. Smith had a hand in the passing lane. Jennings ends up with it to the corner. Jennings now almost loses the handles. Will he go back? Big three-ball opportunity off the glass for Seymour. Doesn't drop. And UWA will scramble, but I was going to say they have another chance at the cherry, but whistle on the play. Good hustle from both teams there, Luan.
Angus Seymour with a couple of attempts at the three-point line. Hasn't knocked down one just yet. So I do anticipate Keegan to play with a bit of space.
As Zhang finds the right-hand lane. That's the lane he likes.
High off the glass.
Some insights from last week. Do not give Damien Zhang the right-hand lane. The margin now 5 points. 51 plays 46 in favour of UWA. Jennings to Jennings for the three. Comes off the front iron. Masters almost with the rebound, but it goes to Zhang. What can he create here? Shriek through the middle. Takes the contact. No foul on the call, but there's an out-of-bounds play, and the ball will go the way of Newcastle. Now, the clock's still running here, interestingly enough.
We had Joe sub out for Ben Thorpe. Joe did a great job running the floor again.
Yeah, he could be a contender for MVP so far in this game. As Seymour passes to Shoaib. Trying to back down now. Help defense comes across. Masters gets thwarted by Thorpe. They hang on to the ball, though. Shoaib for three. Comes off the front iron or the back iron. And Rex French with the boards.
Everyone doing their part at the moment. There we are. First basket in transition.
Quick transition as well with finding Ryan Smith on the end. Great example of your best offense is your defense from the UWA Marley. Last play of the quarter. What can Shoaib, the captain, versus the captain? So to conjure up here, looks to drive left. Eddie Jennings again on that corner. Still can't make the bucket. 6 seconds remaining. Can another transition come through Ryan Smith? Oh, composes himself, and it goes.
Beautiful, beautiful work, Ryan, getting down the floor. Finishing that play.
Clutch play. That will definitely make the highlights for this match. As Ryan Smith puts away a buzzer beater layup to make the score 57-46 at the end of the third in favour of the UWA Marley. However, University of Newcastle still in that 10-point bubble. There's still a chance in this fourth quarter to sort of come back and pull the rug. What do they need to do?
They definitely need to tighten up on the defensive end and avoid a lot more turnovers, especially after a rebound. UWA's looked to get it down in transition to Ryan twice at the very end of that third quarter. So if we get the point guards, whoever's at the top of the keyway, get all the way back, play safety, get in front of the basket, then they should do okay slowing the ball down.
Luan Fernandez-Lewis with all his player insights here at three-quarter time in this clash between the UWA Marley and the University of Newcastle. Men's action in round two here in the New Balance University Basketball League, streamed live and free by UniSport TV and powered by Sportscast Australia. About a minute left till the last quarter here in Indigenous round. So we talked about, as the stats are coming towards us, we talked about what Newcastle need to do to sort of edge their way back into the game. What do UWA Marley need to do to put their foot on the gas and run out this game?
they need to keep playing their defense, collapsing the keyaway so they can't get any easy drives. They haven't knocked down Newcastle hasn't knocked down many threes at the moment. One of the Jennings brothers, quite close to me right now, so I won't say anything too loud. Struggle from the corner three at the moment, but...
And he keeps making himself open out there, which eventually they may start dropping in this quarter. We talked about turnovers earlier. We just got the stats. So if we can find the stats on turnovers. Just trying to see. So there's a total of 12 turnovers for University of Newcastle, and in contrast to that, it's 10. So it's pretty close to the ball being turned over both ways. Let's see if this plays a factor in the last quarter. We have Eddie Jennings for the inbound. To show him. Being pestered by Zhang. Gets the ball to Seymour. Back to show him. Drives on the right-hand side, tries to put it up, and there he is again. Keegan Schrick. But Seymour gets the sort of rebound and put back. But great defense from Schrick on that end. Thorpe to Ryan, who scored that buzzer beater layup at the end of the third quarter. Eves now back to Zhang. Zhang looking for a way through. The help comes across. Hand in the cookie jar by Eddie Jennings. Forces the turnover. Can Jude Jennings capitalise to Seymour? Eddie Jennings. Nice screen there from Seymour. Opens up a bit of daylight. Ball still at a standstill. Another screen from Masters. Doesn't use it, just takes a three ball. And Eddie Jennings now on the putback. So a bit of momentum early for University of Newcastle. They need to get over the line, does UWA. Nice work by Thorpe. Bounce pass into Eves. Nice little cut through to the basket by Ryan Smith. Thorpe better of it though. Jab steps from Damien Zhang. Great ball movement here from UWA as Riley Eves backing up Masters. A long pass to Rex French and the shot clock expires. The shot clock pressure coming from University of Newcastle. Which is, obviously higher defensive pressure there. What can UWA do next time around to sort of thwart that?
They definitely need to see where the space is. On the last possession where Damien Zhang drove, we had a digging defender on the right-hand wing. So if he attacked left to the side of the to the other side of the basket, he'll be able to get like a pull-up jump shot or maybe a floater. Something a little bit easier.
Indeed, great insight there from Luan. Speaking of jump shots, a great three ball there from Jude Jennings. And the charge foul's called on the play. The bench comes up for University of Newcastle and it'll go back their way. Now, Jude Jennings was known against the Watu to have a great three-ball game and inside as well last week. And haven't really seen him hit many threes today, except that was a big statement bucket on that last offensive play. Masters now back to the aforementioned Jude Jennings. Eddie Jennings now driving down the left-hand side. Comes across Damien Zhang. Shoaib now tries to find a way through. Almost gets a layup, but there it is. Rex French for the defensive board. And it comes through Thorpe. Thorpe with a massive layup attempt. Very strong on the offensive end is Thorpe, deceptively.
Everything's going in the way of Newcastle at the moment. They're playing great defense, staying in front of the ball, walling up. We tried to do the same on that last possession, getting a rebound. Oh, Rex getting a rebound, finishing off that defensive possession.
A two-way basketball from both teams. It's definitely showing on the scoreboard now. Only a 4-point deficit in favour of UWA. Newcastle have an opportunity now to cut the deficit even more.
Lead was 10 at the start of the quarter. Dropped it down by 6 points.
A bit of a 6-point run. Can it be thwarted by UWA? Let's see how they respond on the defensive end. Shoaib. Bounce pass into Seymour. Posting up against French. Looks for the turnaround. Jay comes off the sideline and a great defensive rebound from Rex French, which opens up Thorpe, who looks to hurry the ball through now against Eddie Jennings. Zhang. Asking for the cut to the middle from Eves. Almost pays off, but there's a foul on the play. We have some data on the scoreboard for team fouls as well. 2-1 with 2 fouls to UWA, 1 foul to University of Newcastle. Zhang for 3, catch and shoot. That's definitely going to lift the morale in the UWA team. 7 points to deficit now. Eddie Jennings. 3-ball attempt from Jude. Tries to get his knee bound. He's successful as well. And there's a kickball violation.
Seeing Dame hit that 3 at the top of the key, getting his rhythm from those pass free throws.
You touched on that earlier as well, Luan. How, Zhang wasn't feeling it from the 3. Faked it, drove in, got himself to the line, built his confidence from the free throw line. And then, just as you called it then, it showed up on the offensive end outside the arc. Let's see if he can continue that momentum. Seymour for 3. Comes off the front iron and rebounded by Riley Eves. So Seymour had time to get a massage before putting that up, but it didn't go down. Speaking of down, Zhang going downhill, kicks it out to the corner.
A corner 3, what did I say? He'll get it in transition and on the corner 3.
Then it was...
and a charge! Oh, flop call.
A 3-ball scored by Jennings as well. Will that count? That's the question. Got a flop warning there. And then a foul, and then a 3-ball. There's a charge foul.
Dame had one of those flop warnings the last game, but it always looks like a ton of contact by the opposing team. It's hard not to fall down.
But then you look at the referees, so the flop warning came off the charge, but then now a charge foul has been called, so maybe the senior referees overturned the original flop warning, and the ball will go back the way of UWA. So the 3-ball won't count for University of Newcastle. 10 points to margin, 63, plays 53. So everything you expect in the last quarter of this type of game. High drama, high physicality, high contact.
Yes, and the crowd's getting in on it as well, especially after that corner 3 by Ryan Smith.
That seemed to lift the temperature in the room as well. It's a bit chilly in here. Not so much anymore.
Yes, it's definitely heating up.
6 minutes and 33 seconds left in the game. Foul's not an issue at the moment, still 2 apiece for each team. They may factor in later on if anyone goes into the bonus. But for now, it's going to be UWA ball looking to extend their lead beyond 10 to try and secure the victory here against the University of Newcastle. Eves takes the inbound to Thorpe. Has a Paddock in front of him. Puts it... Oh my Lord, Farquhar. Was that a set play there?
Oh my goodness, not a set play. They just made the read that the defense was overcommitting. Man cut all the way forward, received the pass, saw the big rotating over, threw it up, and kicking with those long arms, reached the ball all the way up there and finished.
Just pure intuitive basketball magic coming from the UWA Marley. And we saw the bench come up as well, including Sankara Bloom, and all shaping up,
That's right, so much energy from Sankara and the rest of the team.
We talked about how it was heating up after that Ryan Smith 3. But imagine the temperature in the room now, and definitely the pressure being felt by University of Newcastle. Can they respond? It's still, that play only took about 6 seconds. So there's still, just under 6 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game. If you're the coach of University of Newcastle, how do you sort of reverse this momentum?
It's definitely about keeping a composed mind, telling the players that there's nothing to worry about, and tweaking the small things. Like, that one was just an overcommit. We didn't get a help side early enough, so maybe that big guy could have stepped all the way out outside of the keyway, got his hands high, and then made that pass difficult for that rotating big.
Yeah. Big shout out to Ian Brady, the game day coordinator here at UWA Sport and Recreation Centre. Just delivered me a nice cup of green tea. I'm going to enjoy that after this game, before the women's game, as we get back to men's action here in the New Balance University Basketball League. UWA Marley leading by 10 points against University of Newcastle. How can they respond? Nice screen there from Shoaib to aid Bailey. But the ball's turned over. Zhang almost trapped in the coin slot or in that middle sort of the middle area closest to us in the commentary position. The ball's turned over again. Goes back to Thorpe. This is out to the corner. Oh, great block from Shoaib. Shot clock was winding down, had to put it up. Jennings now to Shoaib in the corner. Nails a massive corner three.
Good form right there.
And that was what Matt Glasson talked about earlier, that transition play, but also we touched on it earlier. They've been looking all night, or all morning, all afternoon, to sort of get a three ball from the corner. Let's give them a bit of momentum. Let's see how UWA respond here. Single figures on the shot clock. Thorpe for three. Comes off the glass. Bailey takes the board. Will he go himself? Goes to Seymour, who makes a nice layup off the glass himself. So all the momentum at the moment with University of Newcastle.
And all in transition especially. So UWA definitely needs to take care of the ball, slow the possession down like they're doing right now.
Great insight here from Luan. Fernandez-Lewis, as Keegan Trick puts a three ball up from the corner, it doesn't drop. Second chance draw here. Thorpe to Smith, and another layup from Smith.
Oh my days, always in the right spot.
Right place, right time. Ryan Smith has another, and one play comes through. I believe it's Cooper Harris. No, it's not. It's Bailey for the University of Newcastle.
Keegan thought he could get a hand on it, try to get a good contest. Unfortunately, took out his legs at the very end.
And there's a nice steadier from Ryan Smith with that layup there, but the momentum's still firmly with University of Newcastle, and they look to press that momentum through Bailey, who gets a nice and one opportunity here.
Let's see if he can knock down these free throws and cut the lead down to 5.
Knocks it down. The 6 points of deficit. Zhang. Can they extend the lead back out? Harwood on the 45. Schrick. Eves now looking for options. Shot clock into single figures. Thorpe now. This is it back to Eves. They've got to put it up soon. Puts up a big turnaround, Jay. Almost goes. But good defensive pressure from Newcastle as they come back through in transition. Bailey again with another layup. Any insight into Bailey's game at the moment?
He's pushing the floor, getting the ball right ahead of him. That was a great use of a bit of English, as we like to call it.
Zhang puts it up off the glass, gets a rebound, draws the contact, and should go to the line for 2 there.
This is a great way to slow the pace down. Newcastle's been running in transition a whole bunch, so if we can consolidate, try to slow the opposing team down.
Yeah, maybe for the benefit of UWA to sort of protect this lead and run out the game. Speaking of that, a timeout has been called by Matt Glasson. So what do you feel like he's going to be talking about to his team, his players, in this timeout?
He's definitely going to be talking about all of the transition that Newcastle's been springing at them. Slowing the ball down, not reaching in as you're guarding up at the far side of the court, so then your teammates don't have to rotate, and then it's a 5-on-4 or 5-on-3, and then that advantage will just dissipate. If you slow down, stay in front, we'll be okay.
So definitely needing to slow the tempo down. The UWA Mali to sort of thwart the momentum of the University of Newcastle with just under 4 minutes left in the game. 67 plays 63. So only a couple of buckets of difference. Let's see what the coaches draw up coming out of these timeout. So players come back onto the floor. Another foreign object looks like maybe another mouth guard onto the court. Zhang will shoot 2. This is the first. That trend continuing, 1 from 2 from the free throw line. Let's see if he nails the second. And it drops. 5-point deficit. 3 minutes 50 left. The man of the hour, Bailey, with the ball. What can he conjure up here for University of Newcastle? On the 45. Puts a floater up off the glass. And a great rebound on the defensive end by Riley Eves.
A great defensive stop. Need to carry this momentum on to the offensive side.
Speaking of the offensive side, Eves again with the ball. Tries to back down Bailey. Harwood comes through, stepping through. Almost gets the layup and almost a putback for Schrick, and almost a ruck tap as well for Eves. So all happening.
It really seems like we're trying to force the ball inside. You know, a lot of them are collapsing inwards. We just need to look out to our shooters at the moment.
Luan Fernandez-Lewis with all his player insights. In that scenario, there was definitely a lot of volleyball, a lot of second, third chance under the bucket where there was an opportunity to dish out for the corner three or a perimeter three. Shoaib, Eddie Jennings nails the bucket. Long two there from the mid-range. Brings the deficit back to 3 points with 3 minutes remaining. How will UWA respond? Through Thorpe to Zhang. Almost a steal there from Cooper Harris. Foul called. You heard the court announcer say we look to the scoreboard. 4 fouls now for University of Newcastle, so one more will put UWA on the line. UWA was still 2 fouls to give. Thorpe with inbound to Eves. Backing down, Cooper Harris. Almost a bit of a mismatch there and makes the bucket.
Always just going inside. Love it.
Using that strength and athleticism. Speaking of, Shoaib tries to do the same. Gets a second chance out to Bailey. Nice little cross dribble now. 3-ball opportunity. Gave himself some room. But Schrick with a defensive rebound and releases Thorpe now for the transition.
Joe was ready, like he always is.
You'd rather the kickball violation come through than an easy transition bucket.
That's right. What we've seen from Joe is he's been quite consistent finishing at the basket.
Yeah, very reliable player to have on it with 2 minutes, 24 seconds left in the game. Thorpe now in the coin slot. Zhang. Jab step. Tries to find a way inside. Defense collapses on him. Nice little shoot pass into Eves. Draws the contact under the bucket.
Now we're out at 5 team fouls, so any more fouls will put us at the line.
There you
Riley will be shooting 2.
For Riley Eves. Newcastle in the bonus, so as you said, any foul from now on, put them on the line. Makes the first.
Beautiful. Fixing up his woes from his first week.
Indeed, what a time to do it. Late in the fourth. Second one goes. 7 points the margin. Bailey tries to take the bull by the horns.
And a nice deflection by Ben Thorpe, getting a hand in on that.
Good defensive pressure. They know Bailey's going to make a run at it, like he has been doing last number of plays. So trying to shut him down there is a wise option. Jennings now takes a 3-ball. Drains it for the University of Newcastle. 4 points the margin now. That was a very handy bucket from Jennings. Can they come up with a stop? Or will they be thwarted by Joe Harwood? Back to Thorpe. Zhang on the 45. Schrick, shot clock single figures. Thorpe takes a 3-ball. Comes off the back iron. And University of Newcastle get that stop. Will Jennings take another 3? To Bailey. Screen provided by Seymour. Kick out to Jennings. He eventually gets it. Shot clock to single figures now. Jennings takes a 3. Good closeout by Zhang. Affects the 3-ball. Put back. This time by Cooper Harris.
Shooting on the way down. Difficult shot.
Yeah, tough shot. Can't imagine trying to shoot that on the way down, but it paid off for Cooper Harris, and that's brought them within 1 basket. How will UWA respond? It comes off the head and face of Damian Zhang. Cooper Harris now coming through the lane, and the scores are level with a minute left. Under a minute left. Joe Harwood to Thorpe. Thorpe's looking to slow the tempo down. Back to Harwood. No panic here from UWA. Spin cycle. Big block from Seymour. They have a chance to take the lead now. Again through the middle of the lane is Cooper Harris, but it's a jump ball situation. Possession now with UWA, and a timeout on the floor, so this has turned into a quite advantageous situation for UWA Mali. They're going to have possession with 33 seconds left in the game. There's 2 plays, in theory left. But geez, the University of Newcastle squaring things up.
Yes, but we've done our early work attacking the basket, and we've got our 5 team fouls. So Newcastle is definitely in a shaky territory. Going to having to play honest, so to not give up any easy points.
Indeed. And they've done really well in that sort of transition play to sort of even the scores up. I believe this is maybe the first time even in a long time that the scores have been even in the game. But as you said, Luan, they're in the bonus, so they have to play honest. They can't really foul in this last 30 seconds, otherwise it's going to send UWA straight to the line. As the team's about to come back into the floor, there is 30 seconds left in the game, 33.1 to be exact here in this round 2 men's clash. UWA Mali versus the University of Newcastle here in the New Balance University Basketball League, being streamed live and free on UniSport TV and powered by Sportscast Australia. Teams coming back out into the court. What are you expecting to see in this next play from UWA Mali?
I definitely want to see them get inside and get a easy attempt at the basket. But Newcastle has been doing a great job containing the paint, getting everyone out, rebounding, and then getting out in transition. So anything really where we could spread the defense, open up the space inside,
would be handy as Schrick. Speaking of inside, Schrick's on the inside for the opportunity of a lifetime on the bucket there. Keegan Schrick
with the righty play.
Spins around to his right, as you touched on before. There's still a differential between the game and shot clock. Can Jennings respond? Puts it up, comes off the iron, and now I believe they have to foul. No foul called in the play. Now there's a whistle. 8.2 seconds left. So these free throws are going to be important, because if they continue that trend of 1 of 2, it's going to still leave the door open ajar for Newcastle. They've got to drain both of these.
That's right. Just to feel safe and secure. But if we can get at least one, we can be safe with knowing that we won't be losing.
Indeed. And even a 3-point deficit makes it more difficult for Newcastle. They have to drain a 3 ball with 8 seconds left. First goes down.
Can we break the curse of 2 in a row?
They do. The all-important second bucket here to take the lead to 4 points with 8 seconds left. And it goes.
Riley is the one to do it.
Timeout on the floor. Newcastle University. So Luan Fernandez-Lewis, with all your player insight, if you were on the side of Newcastle University, what would you be drawing up here?
It's definitely a 2-possession type of thing. I've seen Newcastle playing excellent full-court pressure, so as soon as we maybe can get a quick, easy score at the basket, set an on-ball up in the backcourt, because I definitely believe UWA will be pressing them, trying to slow them down, chew up as much clock as possible. So if we get an early screen in the front court, get someone running down in transition, get all the way to the basket, get a layup, and then as soon as we make that, or as soon as Newcastle makes that, get in front of the defense, hands high, ready to intercept the ball and get another basket.
So a quick basket and a bit of a spawn trap interception, and then another basket, or they have to foul.
Exactly. Yes.
You don't want to get into that foul game because it could keep going from 2 to 4 points each time. So you want to get that interception off the bucket with maybe 3 seconds left to get a decent second chance at either evening the score or taking the lead. You see the UWA Marley women's team in the venue now as well. And finished their warm-ups so far. It's going to be Cooper Harris to inbound this all-important, potentially second last play of the day. Goes to Bailey, takes a 3 ball from the corner, comes off the iron, Eves with a hand in, and there's a foul on the play. Bit of sportsmanship between the players of both sides there, smiles all around, so all the players appreciating the high level of basketball we're seeing here this afternoon as Thorpe will go to the line. Those smiles from the University of Newcastle and that sportsmanship seem to be like a bit of admission of defeat. Well done, pat on the back to the UWA players, but 3.3 seconds left to play out. As Thorpe makes the second one. Can they put up a Hail Mary? And that's the end. It comes off the glass. Congratulations to the UWA Marley men's team and a strong showing, especially in the last quarter, for the University of Newcastle men's team. But UWA ran out the winners. 77 played 72 here in the round 2 clash in the New Balance University Basketball League. Your thoughts, Luan Fernandez-Lewis?
All about that last possession. Newcastle got a great shot and a great opportunity for a three-pointer, but unfortunately it didn't go. Riley got a tip on the rebound, so then Ben Thorpe could secure it, and then he went to the line. And at that point, maybe Newcastle didn't have any more timeouts, but potentially they did, and they admitted the sign of defeat.
Yeah. There was a respectful sign of defeat as well. They had that opportunity from the corner, as you touched on. If that had gone, that would have changed the whole complexion of that last 3 seconds of the game. But not to be UWA men running out winners here in this first clash. I'm not 100% sure if we're going to get the stats here for this fourth quarter. We'll wait for a moment. If we don't get the stats, we'll take a quick break and we'll be back for the women's clash here in the Indigenous round of the UBL. You see the women warming up now on the court. Here come the stats now. Thank you. We'll go to UWA. 19 points for Riley Eves. Tell me more about that.
Just attacking the basket, cleaning up every single rebound, posting up when he saw one of those mismatches later into the game, able to get a nice, good score. And we have Damian Zhang with 16 points as well.
Well, yeah, so they really showed up and showed out for the UWA Marley. Damian Zhang, 32, almost 33 minutes on the floor. Riley Eves, 28 minutes on the floor. Eves 7 from 11 from 2 at a 63, almost 64% clip inside the arc.
No worries.
And for Damian Zhang, 4 from 8 from the 2-point land and 2 from 8 from 3-point land for his 16 points. So 2 very key players involved in the victory here for UWA. Any honourable mentions on the side of University of Newcastle?
Definitely a beautiful showcase by Jude Jennings, hitting a lot of tough shots later into the game, attacking in transition, spotting up for 3, stepping back, hitting a tough 3 over who was it? It was Damien or Keegan.
Yeah, it was definitely maybe one of the bigs. It was a tough 3, and Alex Bailey as well in that last quarter showed sort of high level of transition basketball to get University of Newcastle back into the game. So I'm going to give him the honourable mention of the afternoon is Alex Bailey. But Luan Fernandez-Lewis, who was your MVP on the side of the UWA Marley for this game?
My MVP has to definitely go out to Riley Eves, playing with grit, intensity, and poise, just finishing at the basket, getting everything we needed later down into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, Riley's definitely had a massive impact on the game and top scored with 19 points. Luan Fernandez-Lewis, thanks for all your player insights here in this game. I've been Ryan Randolph, bringing you all the coverage here in round 2 men's action of the New Balance University Basketball League, streaming live on UniSport TV and powered by Sportscast Australia. We're going to have a quick break. We'll be back with women's action after this.
Higgins. Number 2, Isabel Papadopoulos. Number 3, Boston Bate. Number 6, Georgia Bacon. And number 12, Charlotte Leonard. And your head coach, Dion Sims. And now it is time to make some noise for your UWA Valley. Introducing first, number 6, Lena and Larry. Number 5, Kesha Chun. Number 13, Ari Tripe. Number 9, Angelina Damasi. Number 7, Imogen Haynes. Number 12, Chloe Janison. Number 21, Sydney Mears. Number 8, Zoe Shanahan. Number 14, Jenna Teasdale. And number 23, Alaya Villani. And your head coach, Keely O'Brien. The University of Western Australia recognises that its campus and magnificent surrounds are situated on Noongar land and acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we gather, the Wajak people of Noongar Butcher. We recognise their continued connection to the land and waters of this beautiful place and thank them for caring for the country for thousands of generations. We pay our respects to elders past, present, and extend that respect to all First Nations people present today. Let's shake hands, girls, and have ourselves a wonderful game. And everyone, if you are the first 30 spectators for this game today, you'll get a free drink from Shabbat Australia with all different colours and flavours on offer. We have brought back as well the $5 tab vouchers for the first 100 spectators. Make sure you redeem them during the match this afternoon.
Alrighty, welcome back to UWA Sport and Recreation Centre for this Clash Round 2 here in the New Balance University Basketball League. Streamed live and free across the nation on UniSport TV and powered by Sportscast Australia. I'm Ryan Randolph bringing you the play-by-play coverage. We're yet to see if we'll get a colour commentator analysis person for this game. But it is Round 2 women's action between the UWA Marley and the University of Newcastle. Just under 2.5 minutes left for tip-off. Going to look at the starting fives at the moment. Sort of visited both coaches, sort of get a bit of insight into who's going to be the starters and who's hopefully going to show up in the court in 2 minutes. For the UWA Marley, it's going to be Imogen Eames, Zoe Shanahan, Sydney Mears, Chloe Jamieson, and Jenna Teasdale, the captain. On the side of the University of Newcastle, for the starters, it's going to be Natalie Dalton, Boston Pate, the captain, Gabby Higgins, Georgia Bickoff, the three-ball machine, and Charlotte Leonard. Also managed to speak to both coaches prior to the game to see what their keys to victory were. Coach Dion Sims of University of Newcastle talked about, they're kind of down to, I guess, a 7-player rotation, essentially. So they're going to box out a lot, rebound a lot, conserve minutes, conserve energy. But they like to get out in transition, so I guess any energy they conserve will then be sort of paid back on the transition bucket, in theory. Also spoke to Keely O'Brien, the coach of the UWA Mali and the 2024 High Performance Coach of the Year. Her main insight was about pushing the pace, pushing transition, given the knowledge that University of Newcastle has lower player numbers today. So I'm Ryan Randolph with you on the coverage. Still waiting to see if there's a player analyst, colour commentator to join me on one of the sides. We're under a minute left to tip off though. UWA Mali are on the court now. And University of Newcastle joining them. So the tip-off is soon to begin. It's going to be between Jenna Teasdale and Boston Pate. Bit of a height mismatch here, but see if Pate jumps early. Bit of a smile on her face as well. But Pate, along with Dalton, were high work ethic players against the Adelaide University Watu last week. Let's see if they continue that trend. Let's see if it converts into buckets on the scoreboard. As we get underway here in the New Balance University Basketball League. Bit of a long siren there. The players having a bit of a chuckle on court. As we're ready to go on the scoreboard here for the tip-off. Teasdale wins the tip-off, but it goes to Dalton. Maybe driving into the keyway. Looks for a little dish out. Ball goes out of bounds, but it's off UWA. So the inbound will come back through. Natalie Dalton to Pate, the captain. Captain v captain here, driving and bodying, pivoting in the keyway. Nice defense from Jenna Teasdale, manages to get the stop. As that is Shanahan, The ball is turned over. Back to Dalton. High work ethic early as expected from her. As Higgins passes the ball off to Pate. Screen provided. Gives her a bit of daylight on the perimeter. Free ball doesn't go down again. Hustle play in there by Dalton. Dishes the ball out to the point. Top gold of the arc. And a nice three ball from Georgia Bickoff. Continuing that trend from last week against the Watu. Can UWA respond through Jamieson? Nice seal on the keyway from Teasdale. Hopes to bank it off the glass. It doesn't go. Nice defensive rebound from Charlotte Leonard. But a spawn trap from Sydney Mears back to Teasdale. Body work in the keyway. Good defensive pressure from Leonard and a third chance point now to UWA in the form of Shanahan. Screen by Mears. Over the screen though, big three ball from Sydney Mears. Doesn't drop and Leonard takes the defensive rebound. University of Newcastle will look to come back in transition through Higgins. Being defended by Jamieson. Now the captain, Pate. What a name, Boston Pate. Definitely one to remember. She drives left-hand side through the keyway. Doesn't quite make it through. UWA get a stop. Jamieson, hands in the passing lane by Higgins. And it comes to Bickoff. Will she pull up for the three? She drives right-hand side, tries to dish it off. And it's off feet, I believe. We'll stay with the University of Newcastle. Dalton looking to make an impact early. High hustle, high energy, high work ethic. Takes the inbound. Higgins passes it out to Bickoff. Trying to make some space for the three. Does so. Tries to bank it home off the glass. Doesn't go. And there's an offensive board there, I believe, from Dalton. Also doesn't come through either. So Shanahan will come back to Teasdale, to Mears on the side of UWA Marley. What can they create on the offensive end here? Mears gets the ball back on the 45, drives through for a nice bank home off the glass. And as we say, the bank is open on a Wednesday afternoon, which it should be. Great work from Sydney Mears as Dalton looks to push the pace. To Gabby Higgins. Again, some screens at the top gold by Leonard here, proving to be effective on the offensive end. And there's a blocking foul called. Dalton will inbound the ball. Oh, nice little hand in from Sydney Mears. Shanahan pushing the ball to Eames in transition. Nice little bounce pass to Jamieson. Slightly errant though. The ball goes out of bounds. And it will go back the way of the University of Newcastle. Bickoff to get it over the line. Defensive pressure from Shanahan. Jamieson lurking now. Teasdale in on the play. Good pressure from UWA. Forces the ball out of bounds. And they'll get the ball inbound through Imogen Eames. Dion Sims not happy with his players at the moment. Expecting a little bit more. He did talk about how his players like to run in transition. Maybe wanted a bit more from it then. Great seal up to Teasdale on the keyway. Jamieson coming in off the perimeter with more breathing room than a Deftones track. Makes that layup. Scores 4-3 in favour of UWA. One bucket the difference. Can it be scored here by the University of Newcastle? Dalton thought about the three, drives into the keyway, tries a little underhook layup and draws the contact to go to the line for two. Substitutions coming through UWA now. Imogen Eames takes a rest. Lena Anwari comes in as Dalton nets the first free throw. So can she break the deadlock created by the men? Only getting one of two most of the time. No, nets. Well, she does successfully break the deadlock and nets 2 of 2 from the free throw line. The ball back with UWA now. Trailing by 1 point against University of Newcastle. Teasdale from the LJ spot. Comes off the side iron. Leonard comes in with a defensive board. Over to Higgins. Thought about the corner three. Back to Leonard. That's Boston Pate, sorry. To Dalton. Now Leonard. Looks to drive right-hand side. Looking for that pass to the corner. Doesn't quite go. Bickoff takes a three ball deep into the shot clock. That defensive pressure paying off there. The shot clock pressure forcing a low percentage ball. And it will come back the way of UWA. Anwari now looks to take it over. Jamieson. Sydney Mears. Can she create some magic here from Mandra? Big three-ball attempt from Lena Anwari. And back through Teasdale on the offensive board. Draws the contact on the way through. 2 gold coin donations coming up from the line. For Jenna Teasdale, the captain of the UWA Marley. Nets the first one. As Dion Sims having a chat to Dalton and Bickoff, giving him their marching orders. Second one finally makes it home for Jenna Teasdale.
Early substitutions for UWA. On is Angelina Damasi.
So Keisha Chung comes on as well as Angelina Damasi for the UWA Marley. Damasi being the BWA Volunteer of the Year for 2025. Can she make more of an impact on this game as the ball's gone out of bounds and will go the way of the UWA Marley? How will the Mali respond through Chung? 5 points apiece on the scoreboard. Anwari into the mid-range. Nice shot there from Mears, didn't quite drop. And now University of Newcastle will come back through Higgins. Bikoff. Scanning, spinning inside, goes for the layup, draws the contact on the way through. As that help D came across. Nice work from Bikoff to get to the line for 2.
Substitutions on for Newcastle.
Heard the court announcers say substitutions for Newcastle. Number 7, Aaron Hansen on the floor now. As we see Charlotte Leonard taking a bit of a breather in the backcourt. Well earned. As that second free throw goes down. Halfway through the first quarter, 6-all. So pretty even Stevens at the moment. We'll see how long this continues and if fatigue will be a factor for the University of Newcastle, having only 7 players as a rotation. Demassi inside the keyway, almost loses the handles, tries an underhook layup. Good defense from Higgins. And it forces an out-of-bounds turnover. University of Newcastle will have a chance to take the lead. As Isabel Papadopoulos is on the court for Newcastle. Took the inbound, pushing the pace forward. Comes back through the left-hand side of the keyway. More contact on the play as Gabby Higgins will go to the line for 2.
Another substitution for UWA on is Ari Creighton.
Ari Creighton coming on the court for UWA as Teasdale will take a seat. Did check that pronunciation compared to last week. It is Ari Creighton, despite the popular belief that it's Ari Creighton. As 2 free throws knocked down for Gabby Higgins. 8 plays 6 here. Round 2 action in Indigenous round. UWA Mali versus the University of Newcastle. Turnover in effect. Hansen passes it through to Bikoff, who makes a trademark layup. Pushing the lead out to 4 now. How will UWA respond? As Creighton loses the handles, too much dip on that chip. The ball goes out of bounds. Papadopoulos to inbound it again. Will be defended by Chung. Hansen. Hansen looking game in the early minutes on the court, looking to push the pace. Papadopoulos. Driving into the keyway. Little dish out now to Bikoff. 3-ball attempt, comes off the side iron. As Boston Payton on the play as well. Oh, second bite of the cherry now for University of Newcastle. Higgins. Bikoff for 3 again. Second bite of the cherry doesn't go down. They're going to get a third chance at the bucket. Papadopoulos. Oh, the shot clock ran out. Second, third chance points happening. Everyone, including myself, lost track of the shot clock. But that's good defensive pressure from the UWA Mali. Imogen Eames back on the court. As is Zoe Shanahan. Oh, bit of a shotgun pass there from Eames to Shanahan. Almost intercepted by Gabby Higgins. As Eames will look to pass in again. Continuation of that shotgun pass to Shanahan. Little floater doesn't go. And now it's back down. Oh, great anticipation from Chloe Jamieson. O-board. And Eames finishes it off. Great play from the UWA Mali. Great team play as well. So cut the deficit to 2. How will Papadopoulos and Newcastle respond? Hansen on the corner. Screen by Papadopoulos. But hard show out by Ari Creighton. Forces the travel. Great use of the wingspan there from Ari Creighton. As it forces the ball back the other way of UWA Mali. Shanahan. Chung. Now, last little float pass into Creighton. Oh, great dish Jameson gets her own me-bound, though. Hustle play. And a jump ball is called. So the ball will stay with the Mali. Possession arrow going their way. What can Eames pick up here? Nice dish to an absolutely free open 3-ball opportunity for Keisha Chung. Didn't go. Body in on the play for Chloe Jameson. And a foul called. UWA now on 14 fouls compared to 2 for the University of Newcastle. Another foul with 2 minutes and 47 left, and it will keep sending. Oh, it is the 5th foul. They've just updated the scoreboard, so they are in foul trouble. Team foul situation for UWA, so every foul from now on, including this one, will send Newcastle to the line. Papadopoulos sinks the first one. Oh, and rare air there on the second.
1 from 2, 11 plays 8, 2 minutes 47 to go in the first quarter.
Punctuation there from the DJ on what happened with the air ball. Papadopoulos will look to respond when she gets the ball again. Now Shanahan coming down the court for UWA. Eames. Chung driving away through. Whistle on the play. Bit of that drum and baseline step there from Chung. Stepped on the baseline, forcing the turnover. Inbound from Papadopoulos to Dalton. Can she push the pace like she did earlier in the first quarter? Is going to be a key player for Newcastle here if she can get firing. Nice bounce pass into Pate. Doubled in the keyway. The length of Ari Creighton causing a travel in effect. So Creighton causing some problems in the defensive end, or the offensive end, for the University of Newcastle. Just using a sheer length to cause those problems. So we'll see what Coach Dion Sims draws up in response to her. Just got 2 minutes 20 left in this first quarter. Shanahan. Chung. Creighton now. Ball movement around the perimeter is good for UWA. Nice call through. And a great layup from Creighton, cutting into the bucket from the perimeter. Taking on seemingly 3 players from Newcastle and a turnover. Imogen Eames almost makes it a 4-point play. And they'll still get another chance to ball out of bounds off hands from the Newcastle University players. And it will go back to UWA. Eames again with the inbound. Shanahan open for 3. Air ball, but it's... Let's just call it a long pass to Chloe Jameson, who puts the ball in off the glass. So now UWA taking the lead, 12 plays 11. Can the captain and Dalton take the game back for Newcastle? Hansen trying to be active, driving through the key. Ball goes out of bounds though. The hook shot didn't work, but clap on the play from Coach Dion Sims. In any case, noticing the high quality play, just didn't finish the bucket. But if they keep running those plays, they eventually will. Eames. To Jameson. Shanahan now. Footwork into the keyway. Runs into a brick wall. Eames setting up for a big 3-ball opportunity. Doesn't go. Comes off the front iron. Eames now takes the pass from the cut through. LJ shot from Creighton doesn't go down. Double team now. And they're going to try and force a jump ball, and it happens. But the ball will stay with Newcastle University. That pesky possession arrow. Good jump ball. Good hustle play from UWA Mali, though. As we're under a minute left this first quarter. Bikoff trying to push the pace. Spin cycle in the middle of the court. Big 3-ball opportunity for Hansen. Comes off the sideline and goes out of bounds. Still a couple of plays left in the quarter. UWA will have a chance to extend their lead. As Shanahan brings it down the court. Eames. Jameson on the perimeter. Creighton pushes out to the perimeter, tries to stretch the D. Great shot from the 45, comes off the back iron. And off UWA hands. Will go the way of University of Newcastle. What can Dalton conjure up here? Hands it off to Hansen. Creighton there causing problems on the defensive end. Higgins now step through. Mid-range 2 comes off the back iron. And Chung ends up with the ball. 18 seconds left. Final play of the quarter. Shanahan will look to slow things down to Jameson on the 45. Shanahan at the point. Chung passes it into Creighton. Puts the ball up, receives some contact on the way through. Go to the line for 2 shots. First one goes in. Bobbles out, then bobbles in. Can she make the second? Okay, second goes down. So that's the end of the quarter. The captain, Boston Pate, looking to just dribble the ball out. Then go back into the dugout and re-strategize with the 7-player rotation for the second quarter. So that's the end of the first quarter. UWA up by 3 points. 14 plays 11. Here in the round 2 action, women's action in the New Balance University Basketball League. Streamed live and free around the nation by UniSport TV and powered by Sportscast Australia. So we'll just wait on the stats for the first quarter. Coming through from our score bench.
Each with 4-2 to Teasdale and Mears. And for University of Newcastle, Georgia Bickhoff with 6. And 2 to Yami Higgins and Natalie Dalton.
And you might have heard that in the live feed, but for some reason the court announcer has the stats before me. Might have to do something about that later. See if I can get the stats beforehand, but they're being brought out to me now. We'll see if we can get any insights from there. Thank you very much. We'll start with UWA Marley. At the moment, 4 points apiece for the Marley is Creighton and Jameson leading the way for the 14 points that UWA currently have. Switching over now to University of Newcastle. Top scoring with 6 points is Georgia Bickhoff. 1 from 5 from the 3 ball and 1 from 2. So 2 from 6 from the field. For her 8 minutes and 50 seconds. So a clear, if you're looking at points scored, a clear leader of the whole pack is Georgia Bickhoff. So look for her to sort of heat up her game, maybe from the 3 ball even in this second quarter. We're on the side of the UWA Marley. It looks like they're looking to spread the wealth amongst all their players. You see there a lot of ball movement on the perimeter and into the keyway. So I think they'll be happy if all their players sort of get up to that 4-6 point mark. Whereas it feels like with that 7-player rotation happening for the University of Newcastle, they might have to have a couple of players rising up from under the surface to top score for them. As the players come back out on the court for this second quarter, let's see both teams respond to the happenings of the first quarter, as Sydney Mears will look to take the inbound for UWA Marley. And we're off and running. Second quarter action here. UWA versus the University of Newcastle. Shanahan on the 45. Nice little pass into Mears. Hot potato. Ball movement here. Big 3 ball from the point from Imogen Eames. And a great rebound and putback from Sydney Mears. Stretches the margin back out to 4. Hand in on the play. As the ball comes underneath our camera position as well and rolls back to Georgia Bickhoff, who inbounds it. Hansen looking to be active early in that first quarter for her minutes. Can she heat up? from outside or inside. She's going to be a key player for University of Newcastle. If she could step up, speaking of stepping up, the captain, Boston Pate, with a massive corner three. Brings the deficit to 2 points now. Teasdale back on the court. Boston Pate on the action again, forces a turnover. Lighting up like a Christmas tree here. She has the ball again. What can she make of this play? Calls towards her, Dalton. Dribbling around the perimeter. Hanson now, can she join the party? Crosses her way into the key, gets blocked by Jamieson. Hustle play ensues. Leonard is there to dish the ball out, but it's out of bounds. And the ball will go back to UWA's way. See if they can extend this 2-point margin. Mears to Shanahan on the point. Thought about the 3 ball. So did Chloe Jamieson. More ball rotation around the outside. Mears now to Teasdale. Nice bounce pass into Eames. Almost scores the layup. Not to be on this occasion. As the captain, Pate. Oh, it's a bit of a mid-court trap there on the sideline or near the sideline. Forcing Pate to pivot. And unfortunately, she stepped back across court for a cross-court violation. So the ball will go back the other way of the UWA Marley. Inbounded by Jamieson. She'll get the ball back. Thought about the 3 again. Elects to go around the perimeter. It's now with Mears. Back to Jamieson. Passes underneath the bucket to Teasdale. He misses a layup but draws the contact on the way through. She'll go to the line for 2. Substitutions for UWA Marley. Alina Unwari comes on. Chloe Jamieson, who's worked hard so far in this game, has checked out of the game. Mears. Shanahan. Unwari now. Can she make a contribution? Nice shooting pass into Mears in the keyway. Couple of shots from Mears and Teasdale don't go. Shanahan, wide open look for 3. Comes off the back iron and rebounded by Papadopoulos, who finds the point guard. And great defense there from Unwari to force the travel. Looked like Natalie Dalton was off and running to the races, but not to be. Shaking her head in disbelief there. I think she's a high work ethic player, expects a bit more from herself. Let's see if she can up the ante as this quarter goes on. Or will UWA up the ante on the scoreboard? Unwari now on the 45. Mears. Eames goes for another 3 ball. Close on the shot clock. Puts it up though, successfully. Hits the side iron. Pate on the transition. Bickoff. Great layup. Catch and shoot. One motion. Talked about earlier how Bickoff would come to the party as maybe a standout player for University of Newcastle. That's seeming to be the case. Can UWA respond through Unwari? Skip pass into Mears, drives through for a nice layup on her right-hand side in the keyway. Oh, nice little spawn trap from Unwari. Equal to the task is Leonard, though. Charlotte Leonard. Clutch play for the University of Newcastle. She gets the ball back now on the offensive end. Pate tries to drive through Creighton. Not a good idea. The ball's turned over. Shanahan. Eames now. What can she create? Teasdale streaming through on the left-hand side for a nice layup to create a little bubble now. 4 points to deficit in favour of the UWA Marley. Leonard. Dalton. Nice little float pass over to Bickoff. Being defended well by Unwari though. Leonard picks up the ball again. Pate tries to drive around the right-hand side of Shanahan. Puts the ball up. It doesn't go. And another out-of-bounds play. The University of Newcastle, not too shabby in this quarter. They have called a timeout, but they're having a lot of problems in that sort of far side of the court. Furthest away, the corner furthest away from us here at the commentary position, where the ball is continuously going out of bounds. So something maybe to do with their baseline drives. From the near side, we're looking to clean up some of that play. Players also could be fatigued, as there is only a 7-player rotation on the side of University of Newcastle, with seemingly 10 or 12 players suiting up for the UWA Mali. So we'll see if that becomes more of a factor as the game progresses. We'll see what Coach Dion Sims draws up coming out of this timeout. No doubt with his insights, though, he'd be looking for Erin Hansen to start sort of working her way into the game a little bit more. She's been showing some really positive signs, for her minutes so far on the court. Hasn't quite clicked from my observation at the moment. Let's see if that sort of changes as we progress through the next 6 minutes. On the side of UWA Mali, it's been all about their ball rotation, the ball movement, people switching in and out of the perimeter as well. We see a lot of ball movement around the perimeter, but not the same players all the time. You have people like Sydney Mears coming out to the perimeter, switching with Eames, just causing that variety, that mix-up, sort of kind of maybe like stretching the defense a little bit, or just sort of making the defense keep guessing to try and open up the opportunity for the bucket. Let's see if we can see more of that here as they rotate the ball around the perimeter quite well. Damasi thought about the open three from the point. Goes to Chung. Tries to pass into Creighton. There's a hand in on the play. It's a good patient defense from Newcastle, but UWA will take the inbound again. 4.5 seconds on the shot clock. So they'll need to put this up fairly quickly. Creighton looking to be the person to put it up. But there's a foul called. She'll go to the line for 2. No, she won't. UWA will get a fresh 14, so it's not deemed as a shooting foul. She wasn't fully in shooting motion, so Mears will take the inbound. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Damasi finally pulls that trigger on the 3, goes over the rim, but taken by Mears. Chung. Back to Mears. Puts it up from the 45. Bang! And that's what she's known for from the 45. We saw that last week, as well as a massive 3-ball against the East Perth Eagles in that elimination final for the Mandurah Magic. Hustle play on the other end now. Anwari and Papadopoulos. Newcastle will keep the ball through the possession arrow, but great play from Papadopoulos and Anwari. Kick off to inbound. Oh, great defensive pressure there from Mali. Ends up with Mears passing it over. Ooh, almost too much tip on the chip there, but Anwari gathers it. Chung for 3. Or comes off the glass. Offline though. Damasi might be able to provide a second bite of the cherry. Chung. Shot clock into single figures. As Damasi puts it up, another O-board for Creighton. And a third chance point for the UWA Mali. So Coach Dion Sims no doubt thinking about his defensive end and players cleaning up the second and third chance points and getting those stops. Can they score on the other end through Higgins though? Pate trying to body her way. Nice little hand in the play from Damasi and from Sydney Mears. But it's just deemed a shooting foul. Big Off will go to the line for 2. Keely O'Brien, the coach of the Mali, approves of the play, telling her players great work. Unfortunately for them, the foul was called as Papadopoulos subs off for the University of Newcastle, and Erin Hansen's back on. Georgia makes the first one. Let's see if she can make the second. Hansen and Dalton having a bit of a yarn near the centre line. Let's see if Hansen can work her way more into the game. So bucket's waved away. Maybe a bit of a line violation or something happening on that second free throw as Mears comes off for Jamieson. The score will stay at 25-17, an 8-point lead for the UWA Mali as they look to extend it here through Chung. To Jamieson, back to Chung. To Damasi. Oh, great cut in from Jamieson in the keyway. Had a bit of breathing room to shoot there. A little pop-up sprinkler. Again, that ball movement around the perimeter, opening things up for the UWA Marley. Can Newcastle respond? Bickoff. Bit of an errant pass. Trying to find Hansen on the perimeter, not to be. Possession will go back the other way. So 10 points now the difference for the Marley. They almost have a bit of trouble inbounding it, but ends up with Unwari. Being guarded by Dalton. Chung. Demasi finds Unwari inside. Nice little dribble out to the short corner, almost the LJ spot there. Nice IQ basketball there. Knew she couldn't drive straight through the defenders, so pushed out to the LJ spot. Extends the lead to 12 points. Can Newcastle respond? Dalton. Bickoff. Screen coming from the captain, Boston Pate. Oh, they're unaware of the shot clock. And it's the second time now that the University of Newcastle have been unaware of a shot clock winding down. So not enough voices on the bench, though, to sort of count down that shot clock so the players on the court can hear it. Let's see if UWA can capitalise. Chung. Again, Jameson finds herself in the middle of the keyway open. Back to Creighton. Great hot potato. Ball movement. Chung with a massive open three ball. I believe that's the second one she's made. We'll check the stats at half time. Now that raises the temperature in the room. The bench came up for that one. And the UWA will get the ball back again. So everything going the Marley's way at the moment. So extend that lead out to 15 points. Chung again. Demasi been looking for this three ball from the corner or the wing. Doesn't quite go. And a foul's called on the play. There's a couple team fouls each for both teams. As Papadopoulos will inbound. Let's see if Dalton can put in her work ethic and make a contribution towards eating up this deficit. Great hustle play from Dalton. In there with Keisha Chung. Forces a jump ball situation. Possession arrow goes with UWA. Demasi. Oh, he's expecting the cut through from Unwari or Chung into the keyway. Ended up passing it to Bickoff. Bickoff hits the floor hard, but goes up for the inbound. Keely O'Brien telling her players to talk it up on the defensive end. On-court communication, very important. One of the parts of the game we don't really get to listen in on. Unfortunately, there's no esports type listening on these plays. Great pass from Dalton. Unfortunately, Bickoff falling over, so there's a turnover. Unwari looking to push the pace. Demasi on the 45. Unwari with time to get a massage. Speaking of which, Chung again from the three. Doesn't make it. Ball's offline. Newcastle will have another chance to eat up this deficit a little bit. Good defense, really hassling out Hansen there, and it causes a turnover.
And that'll be UWA's ball.
Encouragement coming from the Newcastle bench now. Encouraging the players to keep going. They know they're going to be more tired. They know they're going to be more fatigued, have less players coming in and off of the bench. So this is a real test of character here for the Newcastle University players. Are they up to the task? Let's see what they can contribute here on the defensive end as UWA bring the ball into the keyway. Mears now thought about the three. Passes inboard. Creighton back to Mears. Jameson thought about the mid-range. Now Chung goes from the mid-range. And Leonard attempts to pull the defensive board down and is somewhat successful. The ball going out of bounds off Irie Creighton's hands. Oh. The game day coordinator, Ian Brady, forgot to pass the ball to the referee. Instead, passed it to a non-looking Georgia Bickoff, who almost copped one in the face, but nonetheless, she's all right. Running back down the floor for the Newcastle University. Hansen looking to push the ball through. Bickoff, the aforementioned, going from the corner. Doesn't go, but nice board Papadopoulos, who goes off the glass, almost makes it. Doesn't quite drop for Newcastle. Promising plays, though, from Newcastle University, showing they're not super fatigued. Great dish into the keyway, though, through Creighton and Mears. The ball goes out of bounds. The play was very hurried there, and it will go back the way of Newcastle University. Oh. Bit of a smother play going on. It's Mears over the top of Erin Hansen. Dalton makes herself available off the inbound to Leonard. Can she step up more in this game? Papadopoulos dishes it out. Big 3-ball attempt. Dalton off the rim. Doesn't quite go. Still promising plays, though, from Newcastle. Can they capitalise in the next quarter, perhaps? Only 40 seconds left in this one. They find Eames in the middle of the keyway. Great layup off the glass. Eames cutting through into the middle. Nice little dish from Jamieson, I believe. Couple of plays left in the half. Hansen tried to be active in this first half. See if she can continue on. Dalton's been very high work ethic. Leonard can't quite pick up the pass. Sydney Mears now coming in. Oh, and she misses the layup. Hands clasped on the face as well. She knows. And there's a foul called with 7 seconds left in the half on Hansen. It was on Jamieson, but the foul committed on Hansen. Can Hansen make a difference here? This last 6.7 seconds with the inbound. Dalton, does she know how much time is left? Needs to put it up. So does Hansen. They're going to try and put it up now. Dalton for 3. Ooh, almost puts up a spirit bomb to end the half. So great work ethic and great sort of quality plays coming out of University of Newcastle. Just can't quite finish, and the deficit is still at like a 17-point margin, I believe. Let me recount that. Yes, it is about 17 points to margin. 34 plays 17. The court announcer gets underway with the halftime festivities.
Let's get loud. Let's get rowdy. And let's see who's got the hottest hand in the knock to shot showdown. Let's bring on our shooters to compete in our competition.
There's a bit of a shooting showdown going on as part of the halftime festivities, as you will see.
All right, up first is Daniel.
UWA Marleywa Indigenous Nationals team players out on the court as the stats come through for us now. And we'll start with UWA Marley. Definitely that spreading in the wealth I talked about earlier. With players like Chung on 3, Unwari on 2, Eames on 4, Jamieson on 6, as is Creighton. 4 points to Teasdale, the captain, and Sydney Mears on 9 at the top of the leaderboard there. So that sort of prediction coming true to a certain extent for UWA Marley, looking to win by committee, so to speak. Whereas on the side of the University of Newcastle, we have a top score of 9 points from Georgia Bikoff. She's added 3 points from her first quarter total. And then a handful of points to Boston Pate, the captain, Isabel Papadopoulos, Natalie Dalton, and Gabby Higgin. So a couple of players are going to have to step up as predicted for University of Newcastle if they're going to wrestle back this lead, or they're going to find a way to mirror the UWA Marley and spread the wealth if they can. They've only got a 7-player rotation, so let's see how they respond in the second half. I'm Ryan Randolph, bringing you the coverage here for round 2 action, women's action in the New Balance University Basketball League, streamed live and free around the nation on UniSport TV and powered by Sportscast Australia. I'm going to take a quick break. We'll be back with the second half here, women's action. with UWA up 34 to University of Newcastle on 17. So it's going to be a tough task, the 17-point deficit for Newcastle to come back. But you can see there's many game faces, many game players on the Newcastle team to try, including Natalie Dalton, Boston Pate, Georgia Bickoff, Erin Hansen, who's looking, just waiting to break her way into the game. Papadopoulos has been active as well, and Charlotte Leonard. Over for the UWA Mali. Many active players in their roster. As I mentioned before the break, they're sharing the wealth quite well, with Cheng hitting, coming up massive on a couple of 3 balls. Damasi getting involved. Sydney Mears, top scoring at the moment with 9. Crichton being a bit of a pest in the defensive end, and also with 6 points on the offensive end. So a lot of active players in and out of the keyway and on the perimeter for UWA. As we look into the 5 who are coming back on the court for both teams. For the Mali, it looks like Shanahan, Mears, Jameson, Teasdale and Eames. And for Newcastle, it's Boston Pate, the captain, Dalton, the high work ethic player, the 3-ball wizard, Georgia Bickoff, Leonard and Higgins to round out the 5. So we're about to get proceedings underway here in the second half with Pate to inbound the ball. Goes to Dalton. Seems to be a bit of a telepathic connection between those two players. Definitely both the top or key players of this team, the leaders. Leonard, nice little ball into the keyway. And hustle play from Higgins. Did not give up, even though getting doubled and falling over. Manages to recover the ball. Bickoff for 3. Doesn't quite go down. And that hustle is going to be needed from the University of Newcastle. They're going to try and eat up this deficit here. Shanahan. Mears open for 3. Temporarily. Gets defended well by Bickoff. Shanahan. Mears into the keyway. Hot potato ball movement. Jameson for 3. Touches the net on the way through, but it will be out of bounds. It'll go the way of the University of Newcastle. You can see Coach Dion Sims motioning to his players to get down the court. Try and break this press that UWA are putting on them. They need to get the ball over here. Nice defensive press, spawn trap play. Jameson takes it through to Shanahan, who tries the layup, not to be on this occasion. As Higgins, with composure, brings the ball back down the floor. Nice screen in the middle. Almost a mini terror screen there from Leonard. With Dalton trying to drive away in the key. Nice little teardrop floater. Doesn't go. Comes off the glass. Jameson back with the ball. So not for a lack of trying. Newcastle are really trying to Hugo weaving their way back into this match. Just coming up short on the finish at the moment. Shanahan from the LJ spot comes off the side iron, and it's rebounded by Leonard. Now Dalton will bring it over. Turns around, passes it back out to Higgins on the point. Pivoting through, looking for an option, finds the captain, Pate. Back out to Higgins on the 3, comes off the glass. They get a second chance though through Bickoff. To Dalton. And again, they don't realise the shot clock is winding down. Bickoff is having a word to the referee as well. Maybe she believes they should have had a fresh 14 on a certain occasion. But I believe the errant shot did not touch the rim, it just touched the glass, so they wouldn't have got a fresh 14. Eames now receives the ball in the keyway, gets stifled. Bickoff looking to make amends, coming through the left-hand lane. Ooh, tries the hook on Mears. Mears is too tall. Too much length. Comes off with the block. As Anwari now looks to dribble into the short corner. Mears on the 3-ball. 45! Sydney Mears continues her trend of draining it from the 45. Probably should take those balls more often.
University of Newcastle's ball.
Creating some Mandra magic from the 45 and hands it on the defensive end as well. Forcing another inbound. How can Newcastle respond to this pressure? Unwari with that pest defense, and it causes a backcourt violation.
That'll be in favour of
First time I've seen that in a while, especially here in the UBL, but even out to NBL 1. You can hear Keely O'Brien, the coach, telling her players to get active on the cuts. Let's see if they follow suit. Jamieson on the 45, looking for options. Unwari makes herself available in the keyway. Tries to drive in on Dalton, finds Eames for 3, and it bobbles out. So Eames has tried a few 3 balls. Unlucky on that occasion. Deficit's at 20. Unwari almost pulls off a great spawn trap. Foul called on the play. The captain, Pate, will inbound. Nice little float over. Did well to get over Teasdale. Through the left-hand side now. Dalton looking to drive. Comes to a stop. Gets out to Higgins. Back on the perimeter with Pate. Trying to find a way in. Bikoff takes charge. Tries to step through the defensive wall. That is Teasdale and Eames. And the ball is out of bounds. Great defensive play from the Marley. Second chance, though, for Newcastle. Let's see what they can do with it. Hands it. Oh, in the passing lane. And a hard hit on Sydney Mears. Just not quite sure where the ball. It's going to Paul Persick, the court announcer. He's looking to inbound it to the referee. There we go. Nice play by Paul Persick there, the court announcer here at UWA Sport and Recreation Centre. As Sydney Mears will inbound the ball. Long pass to Imogen Eames. Can she hit that elusive 3 ball? Or will it be Sydney Mears again from the 45? Unwari with a pump fake. They find, it's hard to keep up with the ball movement. That's how you know it's good. And there it is. Say the name and she appears. Someone believes in Imogen Eames as she finally nails that elusive 3 ball from the 45. Big confidence builder there. As the margin out to 23. Hansen back in the game. Let's see if she can make an impact in this second half. Pate tries to show that leadership driving through. Now Hansen. Ooh, little step through. Looked to put the ball up. Got stifled by Jenna Teasdale.
Substitutions made for UWA. Off goes Anwari and Jamieson.
6 minutes left in the quarter. Chung and Damasi sub on for Jamieson and then Anwari. As Hansen with the inbound. Tries a sneaky little bounce pass into Bikoff under the bucket, not to be. Hands in on the play by Sydney Mears. They'll get a second bite of the cherry here. Hansen. Again, goes with a bounce pass. Comes off the foot of the captain, Pate. Ooh, Bikoff goes into the pickpocket defense there. Successful as the ball comes back their way. Bikoff being really active on both ends of the court. Definitely has risen up as the star player for the University of Newcastle as there's a charge foul being called off the ball, I believe, from the referees. So we'll go back the way of the Marley. So that player being stifled there for Newcastle that look to see if they can get a stop here and continue on that journey on transition in the last play. Chung. Eames looking at a wide open 3 ball. Had time to get a massage on that one. Comes off the front iron. Is this the moment for Hansen? Can she make it through the wall? Great defense from Damasi. Newcastle will keep the ball.
Substitutions made. Back on the court is Ari.
Creighton comes on. Imogen Eames takes a seat. Hansen inbound again. Oh, great pass out to the perimeter for the open look there. For Pate, doesn't quite go down. The captain, Boston Pate, really looking to take the ball by the horns in this game for Newcastle, as is Bikoff. And Hansen really starting to work her way into the game as well. So positive signs here for Newcastle. Let's see what they can take out of this quarter against the UWA Marley. On the 45 is Chung for another big 3 ball attempt. O-board. Teasdale back into Chung. Oh, looking for that little skip pass out to the corner. Damasi was coming in, like driving her own baseline to receive the ball there. Unfortunately, maybe a bit of miscommunication on that end. Bickoff now cross-dribbling. Keeping Sydney Mears guessing. Nice kick out. Higgins. Pate now driving the left-hand side. Puts it up, almost goes. Comes off the side iron. UWA back in transition now. Teasdale almost makes their way through the key. Nice little kick out to Damasi. Offline. Papadopoulos now for Newcastle. Can they respond? Hansen. Oh, fakes, goes one way, goes the other. Tries a nice little switch up on the layup and draws the contact. So Hansen's realised she's got to try something different when she's driving in. So trying to sort of, to use a cricket term, pull off a wrong-un. Pretend she's going one way, go another way. Pretend she's going with one hand, go with another hand. So nice IQ play from Hansen to get herself to the line. Can she convert? Ooh. Misses the first. The DJ here at UWA Sport and Rec Centre letting her know about it. Let's see if she can make the second. She does. Nets the second. 22 points the margin now in favour of the Marley. Mears. Teasdale. Back to Mears, calling for a cutout. Gets Creighton. Damasi again. That ball movement around the perimeter paying off for the Marley. Big skip pass to Chung. Puts up another three. Comes off the front iron. Damasi with the rebound. Puts a floater up. And Damasi getting involved in the game. Answers that question compared to last week. Will she get more involved? She is definitely doing that right now. Speaking of involvement, Dalton coming in off the bench, looking to get involved again. Nice little spin move from Higgins. Draws the contact. She'll go to the line for two. UWA with 4 team fouls now. So almost in bonus territory with one more foul there. Let's see if that happens and they keep sending the University of Newcastle to the line. How will that impact the scoreboard? Let's see.
On is Shanahan and Eames.
Shanahan and Eames come on. Damasi will take a seat, as will Teasdale. Great little teardrop from Damasi in the last play. The BWA Volunteer of the Year for 2025. As Higgins nets the first free throw. Oh, and almost nets the second and bobbles out though. Creighton with the defensive rebound. Shanahan, oh, a couple of quick pump fakes there. Looked like she was going up from the point. Nice hot potato. These netball passes, this ball movement through the keyway for UWA Marley, paying off on the end with Ari Creighton. Dalton looking to push the pace. Hansen now on the point. Calling for the screen from Papadopoulos. It doesn't come. Higgins. Papadopoulos. Dalton. Higgins looking to wrong foot Shanahan. Nice drive through the key. Finds a way through. Hugo weaving play from Higgins. For a nice little trickle boast off the glass. Mears now from the corner. Smashes an absolute massive 3-ball for the UWA Marley. This time from the corner. Not from the 45. Continues to produce some magic. Does Sydney Mears. Can Newcastle respond? Erin Hansen now looking for a way through, step through. Dishes it out to Dalton on the perimeter. Closed out really well from Imogen Eames, but the ball almost goes. Not to be on this occasion for Natalie Dalton. They get a second bite of the cherry though. Second chance draw. Screen from Hansen. The dish out to Papadopoulos in the corner. Now Higgins. Higgins tries to make her way through, driving baseline, doesn't work out. Too much length in the keyway for UWA. Speaking of, oh, almost a fantastic layup off the glass for Ari Creighton. Ends up with a jump ball situation. UWA will keep the ball via that pesky possession arrow. Eames now on the 45. Again, that ball movement around the perimeter, still theme from the Mali. Now low in the shot clock. Eames will have to put this up. Closed out by Dalton, but Eames scores another one from the top goal of the arc. Eames starting to heat up now for the Mali. 1 minute 40 left. How can Newcastle respond? Ooh. A charge foul called, I believe, but it looked like Hansen actually ran into her own player in Georgia Bickoff.
Substitutions on for the University of Newcastle.
The referee on the play was screening me, so didn't quite see all of the play. Sydney Mears now for UWA Mali. Shanahan. Eames the massive skip pass. Over to Shanahan. Great cut in from Eames. Tries the underhook layup. Switches last minute. Puts it in off the glass. Great play. Eames seems to be growing in confidence with each play, each passing play. Just over a minute left now. 52 plays 21. What can the University of Newcastle extract from this quarter in the last minute? Nice backdoor bounce pass to Dalton, who scores the and one opportunity. Feels like she's been looking for that all game. Successful in drawing the and one. Let's see if she can convert. Comes off the back iron, unfortunately. Promising signs from Dalton, though. No doubt fatigue setting in for these players as we're in the last minute of the third quarter here at UWA Sport and Recreation Centre. Women's action. UWA Mali versus the University of Newcastle. Shanahan on the point. Jamieson, Shanahan now on the 45. These rotations and ball movement again on the perimeter, but they're draining the shot clock. Mears from the point. Oh, almost drains another 3 ball. And it's kept in, but to no avail by Zoe Shanahan as Higgins comes down the floor. Needs to get it over. Does so indeed. On the dribble. Maintains a dribble quite well. Ooh, plays a dribble quite well. And the foul called in the play. Sydney Mears committing that foul. Just as that screen was coming up from Leonard. Charlotte Leonard, another promising player for University of Newcastle. Been a bit quiet of late, but did work her way into the game well when she, like in the first half, sorry. She's having a bit of a chat to Natalie Dalton. Second free throw goes. Bickoff's been a standout player for Newcastle. And they'll get another bite of the cherry. Ball's going back their way. 5.5 seconds left. What can they sort of conjure up here? Can they score a 3-ball late in this third quarter? The ball goes over the top. The clock started now. I think we're just going to dribble this one out as the opportunity has passed. And that will be the end of the third quarter here at UWA Sport and Recreation Centre. UWA Mali 52 plays, the University of Newcastle 25. So I spoke to Coach Dion Sims at the start of the game, or in the pre-game, and he did talk about how this is going to be a tough assignment for University of Newcastle with that 7-player rotation, with fatigue setting in, with the 7 players enjoying transition basketball, and obviously that would result in fatigue, so having to conserve that energy for later on. But nonetheless, a tough task for the University of Newcastle. So I think the theme of this last quarter will be what can they extract, what can they sort of, positives that they can take out of this last quarter into their next clash against the UWA Mali here. So it looks all but certain that UWA will win this game with quite a large lead here. But the question mark is, what can the University of Newcastle extract from this last quarter and build towards their next clash? We've got the stats here. Start with the University of Newcastle. 11 points, Georgia Bickoff continuing to lead the way. 2 from 4 inside and 1 from 7 outside. So, but 66% on free throws. So Definitely leading the way as a standout player here for University of Newcastle. With the wealth being spread a little bit around other players like Dalton, Boston Pate, the captain, Gabby Higgins, Aaron Hansen and Papadopoulos chiming in for one free throw as well. Aaron Hansen had a great moment to come alive in that previous quarter on the sort of transition layup bucket. It wasn't to be on that occasion. So we go on to the side of UWA Marley now. Leading the way for the Marley, Sydney Mears with 15 points. 3 from 6 inside and 3 from 5 on the 3-ball. So massive contribution from the Mandurah Magic's Sydney Mears. Second on the leaderboard there, Imogen Eames with 12 points. Massive contribution in that quarter. 3 from 6 from the 2 and 2 from 7 from the 3. She's guarding the inbound as we get started in this last quarter. Georgia Bickoff, slender sort of make to Papadopoulos. He comes back to Dalton, who's calling the plays, cuts through. Nice little hot potato play to Bickoff in the key way. Blocking foul call. And you see, running the point there was Dalton. As soon as she dished the ball off, cut straight through down to the baseline and then potentially to the corner, hoping to get a dish for an open look either inside or outside. She'll get another bite here. She inbounds the ball. Bickoff. Fresh 14 on the shot clock. Papadopoulos. What can she create? Now it's Leonard. Dalton cuts baseline to the corner. Big 3-ball opportunity at the end of the shot clock. Comes off the front rim for Leonard. Unlucky there. Positive signs though from Newcastle as Eames carries the ball on the 45. Now Unwari. Dimassi. Jameson. Eames back on the point. Will take another one. Wide open look for Imogen Eames. Doesn't drop this time. Dimassi in on the offensive board. Scored as a jump ball. And that possession arrow will point the same way as UWA. With C checking into the game now, number 23. Lila Bellotti for UWA Marley. What can she contribute in this last quarter? She takes the ball now. Dished it off to Eames. Thought about the 3-ball again. Didn't go for it. Dimassi. Great cut in from Jamieson. Thwarted on that attempt. Unwari takes control of the ball. There's another jump ball play. At this time, possession arrow points the way of the University of Newcastle. It's a good hustle play from Newcastle on the defensive end to eventually get this ball back. Let's see what they can create from this play. You see Charlotte Leonard in front of us at the commentary position, showing some signs of life in this final quarter. What can she contribute as Dalton brings it down the floor? Bickoff, the aforementioned Leonard, looking for an option. Errant pass to the paramedics here at UWA Sport and Recreation Centre, forcing the turnover. Imogen Eames telling Chloe Jamieson to go on the far side. Doesn't seem to have gotten the communication. Nice hand in the passing lane from Papadopoulos. It's another jump ball play. It's a lot of use of the possession arrow for the score bench at the moment. Great hustle from both teams. Great passion and just great wantingness for the ball. This feels like a game of AFL, indoor AFL at the moment. We're playing here at UWA Sport and Recreation Centre. With Jamieson on the 45 to Unwari. Will she shoot from the point? Goes back to Jamieson. Single figures on the shot clock. Dish back out. Great ball movement. Great closeout from Bickoff though. Forces the error and the bucket doesn't drop. Ball's out of bounds. The referee's conferring. Jamieson passes out to Eames. Unwari. Dimassi down the 45. Thought about it now. Pulls the trigger. Massive 3-ball from Dimassi. We talked about this continuing storyline of trend. Will she become more and more involved on the score sheet as the weeks progress? She's definitely demonstrating that now. How can Newcastle respond? Pate. Holds a dribble to now. Ball's Dalton towards her. Nice little cross action. Dribbles around the perimeter for a big 3-ball attempt from the wing or the corner. From Bickoff, it doesn't go. It's offline. Unwari now. Jameson goes to dribble, penetrate through. Nice little dish off to Unwari. Little two-women game in the key for the smaller players on the court. Converts it into a bucket. 56 plays 25 here. With Bickoff, can she add to the score sheet and the scoreboard here? University of Newcastle seems frozen on 25 points. Nice little cross dribble. Plays through the contact here and it's a blocking foul call. Bit of emotion being shown by Georgia Bickoff as Chloe Jameson is coming up very gingerly off that play. As Erin Hansen comes on for the University of Newcastle for Higgins. Jameson seems all right. She goes over to the bench. Bickoff makes a free throw. Selena Anwari seems a little bit unhappy with Georgia Bickoff and the captain stepping in there, Georgia Pate, talking about how communication's not worth it. So good roll there from the captain, Georgia Pate. Sorry, Boston Pate, my bad. Got the names mixed up there. Hansen has the ball. Thought about the shot, did Dalton. Papadopoulos back to Dalton now. Pate, Boston Pate that is. Gives up the ball to Shanahan. Well, almost loses the handles there, has to slow the tempo down. Deep dish pizza into Bellotti. And the ball's turned over off Bellotti's hands, out of bounds. The University of Newcastle will get another bite of the cherry. Well, Dalton will pick up possession. Bring the ball down the floor to Bickoff. Dalton now looking to drive left-hand side, stops the drive for Pate, who puts up a massive 3-ball. And there's a foul on the play off the O-board. Bickoff will go back to the line for 2. So Bickoff's been making a nice habit of getting herself to the line. Bit of banter from the men's team as well. University of Newcastle. Some symbols back and forth between Bickoff and the male counterpart. This is that second free throw, but nice little rock tap. Back to Pate. Dalton, Papadopoulos driving through the wall. Unsuccessfully. Great wall-up defense from UWA Mali as Shanahan will slow the tempo down momentarily. Chung back on the court now. Shanahan faked the 3. Unwari, Damasi, will she pull up again? Doesn't. Shanahan looking for a way through. This ball movement around the perimeter again, a big theme. Deep into the shot clock. Need to find an open look and put it up. There we go. Damasi with a massive open look from the 45. Angelina Damasi. Why was I even questioning her involvement last week? Jeez. She has arrived here in the UBL. Now, can the University of Newcastle respond to that bucket? Big rough and tumble in the sort of top post area, or high post. There's a foul called on the play. Newcastle will keep possession. 4 team fouls for the Mali now, 0 team fouls in this quarter for the University of Newcastle. 1 more will put the Newcastle players on the line. Big skip pass over to Hansen. Yet to have her moment in this game. Papadopoulos streaming through. Plays through some contact, puts the ball up, comes off the sideline. Bellotti now. Back for UWA with Unwari. Shanahan. Playing a bit of a zone here, looks like. It's Newcastle. Shanahan open for 3, has to go. Single figures on the shot clock and it rims out. But it will stay with UWA off hands. see the expression on Natalie Dalton's face, one of fatigue. She's worked really hard this game. Has the best kicks on the court as well, it looks like. Let's see if she can contribute on the defensive end now against Anwari. Single figures in the shot clock. Cross dribble from Chung. Skip pass. Can Anwari put it up? Step back on the 3 ball off the glass. Big 3 ball off the glass from Melina Anwari for the UWA Mali. Turnover in the midcourt on Hansen. They'll get a second chance for another ball here. Anwari again. Can she make it 2 from 2 from the field? This time on the reverse layup. As the court announcer Paul Persick said, Lena Anwari is red hot in this final quarter. How can Pate respond, the captain of University of Newcastle? They've off that frozen 25. They're now 27. Nice drive through, and that is the moment for Erin Hansen. Great scoop, underhook layup off the glass under immense pressure. That is the moment she's been looking for all game, and she's just found it with 4 minutes left in the final quarter. Now on the defensive end, what can Newcastle conjure up as that ball movement progresses around the perimeter again for UWA? Deep in the shot clock. Driving baseline as Shanahan comes off the side of the backboard. And Pate comes out in transition. Slows it down though. Keeps the dribble. Hands it off to pick off. Looking for a way through. Hugo weavings her way through. Puts it up off the glass. Almost get a me-bound. But Pelotti comes up with it. Anwari, the red-hot player in this last quarter. What can she contribute? Can she contribute more? With that dish off to Chung and now Shanahan. Anwari. Thought she was going to pull the trigger there again. Not to be. Chung. They're draining the shot clock again. Chung goes inside, dishes it out. Shanahan has to put it up. Does now. And it rims out. Great shot clock pressure from the University of Newcastle.
Off hands, University of Newcastle will regain possession.
So 3 minutes and change left in the game. 64 plays 29. Comprehensive lead for the UWA Mali. So pretty much guaranteed the win here. So the name of the game for the Mali is to sort of keep their foot on the gas and prepare for the next clash, but it's also the name of the game for Newcastle. They've got 3 minutes left to run some creative plays on this 7-person rotation in preparation for the next clash, wherever it may be here in the New Balance University Basketball League, with Leonard on the point, guarded by Jenna Teasdale. Calling for the screen now as Dalton gets it from Leonard, pushes the ball across. Hansen thought about the 3 ball, looking to drive inside, and that shot clock again. It's almost been the 6th play on the court for UWA Mali against the University of Newcastle. Constant, unknowingness of when the shot clock is draining. Again, there's a lack of numbers out there counting down the shot clock. Perhaps the men's team should step up and start counting down that shot clock for them. Mia's now on the point, drives through, dishes it out to Eames, who's been red hot from the perimeter. Offline that time. Great rebound from Jenna Teasdale. Seemingly been very quiet in this game. But that's what great captains do. They only appear when needed. And they're stepping up there is Jenna Teasdale. Underhook pass. Manages to keep it in, does Hansen to Leonard. Under 2 minutes left in the game. Can University of Newcastle put some more respectability on the scoreboard? Nice drive through from Pate. Doesn't go off the glass. Defensive rebound from Jenna Teasdale. Chung. Out to Shanahan. Eames. Eames cuts through, doesn't get the pass. Chung with a wide open 3 ball off the sideline, but Shanahan will pick up the pieces. They'll get a fresh 14. Teasdale in the post. Posting up against Leonard, and Teasdale's come alive late in this final quarter. 68 plays 29 now. Over of the Mali. Boston Pate. Hansen now driving through the left-hand side, gets thwarted by Teasdale. Nice effort though on the switch layup from Hansen, doesn't go. They'll get a couple more opportunities in this game as we count down to the last minute of this 4th quarter here. Round 2 women's action, UWA Mali versus the University of Newcastle. Shanahan in the keyway, stripped of the ball. Higgins now almost gets trapped in that little side corner. Hands in the play from Sydney Mears, stopping that pass. As Dalton was streaming through for the layup, but they'll get a second chance draw here. So foot was over the line.
43 seconds to go.
More of that drum and bass line step for all those electronic music viewers. As Dalton will inbound it with 43 seconds left. Catch and shoot from Pate. And it goes straight through the hoop. Swish. Delivering that splash damage is the captain, Boston Pate. Unwari now for UWA on the 45. Passing it around the perimeter. That's been the main theme of the offensive end of UWA. Damasi goes for a mid-range. Defensive rebound taken by Higgins. One more play left in the day, as Boston Pate will hold it for the final play. Or so I thought. Drives through. Gives it to Hansen for a 3-ball. Comes off the sideline. Will they put up a Hail Mary? Bellotti with a baseball pitch. Ooh. Almost touches the net. Not quite to be. And that is the end of the game here at UWA Sport and Recreation Centre. UWA Marley Women's beating out the University of Newcastle Women 68-32. As the players shake hands on the floor. It's definitely a Warriors effort from the 7-person rotation of the University of Newcastle. So massive honourable mention to them and Coach Dion Sims. For the chocolates and the congratulations all go to UWA Marley and Coach Keely O'Brien, the 2024 High Performance Coach of the Year, and it really showed here today. I'm not sure we're going to get the stats. Based on last week, we didn't get the fourth quarter stats to do any post-game analysis, so might leave that out for now. But I will give an honourable mention to Natalie Dalton. She's an absolute warrior for the University of Newcastle and the MVP, in my view, of this game. Well, that's a hard one on the side of the UWA Marley. But I think it was really at the end of that last quarter there. Lena Anwari sort of stepped up big time there, so I'm going to give my vote to her for MVP in this game. But you could really give it to anyone on the UWA Marley. We've ended up with the stats here. So we'll quickly run through the final stats before we close up for today. Top scoring for the UWA Marley is Sydney Mears, 15 points. Imogen Eames with 12 points there. Great performance on the 3-ball. For the University of Newcastle, 13 points for Georgia Bickoff, leading the way with the wealth spread between the rest of the players, most notably the captain, Boston Pate. So for Ryan Randolph here, I've brought you the coverage here this afternoon. Men's and women's action, UWA Marley versus the University of Newcastle. Round 2 action here in the New Balance University Basketball League. It's been streamed live and free around the nation on UniSport TV and powered by Sportscast Australia. That's it for me this week. I'll see you next week for more action in round 3.